Welcome back, everybody, to the AEL University Elite Series, proudly brought to you by Matsy and 2Tap Tony. Today, we got some Marble Rivals coming to you live, and we are proudly brought to you by none other than our sponsors, AGON by AOC, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provide best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs.
And of course, HyperX and Officeworks power your game with the latest HyperX gear at Officeworks. When you need speed, control, and zero distractions, Officeworks has got the tech. Discover gaming gear made to handle serious play.
Every single day alongside a bowl of Indomie, the noodle partner. Made with high quality flour and selected ingredients and spices. A plate of Indomie mee goreng will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au. Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Gotta love them, Tone. Gotta love them like our standings. Let's see how our teams are doing right here, right now. As we go to town.
Yeah, check it out. Standings for you. UNSW Raw, of course, sitting undefeated still. Matt 14-0. Can't touch these guys. UTS 12-2. Monash 11-3. And then Macquarie, Onyx, and RMIT and QUT all at that 10-4 mark. And then Adelaide Uni 6-8. And then Swinburne down there at 5-9.
Not too shabby at all, Mr. Tony. Looking pretty good, just like the other side of things. We've got UWA on top. I follow closely by Murdoch there. UNSW How. Going to be 1-1, ready to have some fun. USID and Macquarie Crimson holding close behind there. So, nice overall standings. Keen to see how that top 4 in Division 2 plays out. You know, keen to see who makes it through towards the playoffs later on in the piece there, Tony. But now, you know, we're just going to be having a good time, you know. Gonna be
Hood time.
Hood time, bing bonging around, you know, we're just having a good time. But we'll see how it all goes with our players as they prepare themselves for battle, for war even, in tonight's proceedings. I'm pretty excited, you know, to see what kind of maps they'll be pondering upon. Hopefully we see some Thebes tonight, you know, I'd love to see that. But you don't know, you know, what you do know is our next match coming up is going to be UTS and UNSW Raw. So, UTS taking on the top contender right now. It's a harsh game, and here's our rosters.
Yeah, I like this one, Matt. This is a battle of titans here, UTS and UNSW Raw. For the side of UTS, it's Mickey, Scyther, Manon, Daryl, Jay Sune, and Anthony. And then for the side of the UNSW Raw, it's Frost, Runk, Lick, Resh, Nuva, and Yuang. And Matt, I want to interestingly note UTS, it's Jay Sune, Anthony, but as well, Daryl in the mix. We've seen a little bit what Daryl can do. Mickey as well, we've seen a little bit what he can do. So UTS, they're bringing out every big player to go against the Raw tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm particularly interested in man on the UTS. You know, I think that player, I think, used to go as man on the Lakers, so now they're man on the UTS. And I think I like this rebranding. You know, I think that this is the best form they could have possibly ever taken, and I'm all for it, mate. But they've got quite the competitor to try and place up against here tonight.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. UNSW Raw, very, very scary team. And, of course, we'll get into it. Celestial Husk domination for this first one, Matt. And an exciting map, of course, Celestial Husk. It's more prone to more angle play, of course, as we've seen poke meta be pretty good. So, yeah, Celestial Husk to start on a poke meta. This should be an exciting one. Both teams immediately going to be taking away the Mantis. Mantis has been the flavor the last season and a half, of course, season 9, season 9.5 now. Mantis is still very, very good in the current mix of things.
For sure, you know, she just enables so much, and it's insane to think about the use case of a Mantis, but I think Cloak and Dagger might be coming back into favor as well. Loki actually going to be next banned out, so interesting shift there. You know, normally we'd see a Gambit banned second, maybe even a Magneto these days, but no, it's Loki this time. Not going to be on a line.
Yeah, no, Loki online, Magneto getting locked in here, respectable, right? We've seen, at least, I haven't had too much experience with my ranked games yet, Matt, but Magneto seems to be one of those Vanguards that does a lot of damage now, especially with those team-ups. Already had that Scarlet team-up, but it feels a little bit more impactful, especially with a lot of the current changes. And as we alluded to, Cloak and Dagger very good at the moment. especially with the Hood being in the play, could be an interesting mix if either of these teams want to go for it. As we alluded to, Poke very meta, so Elsa going to be taken away by both sides. And Gambit getting a third ban there, nicely touched up there by UNSW Raw.
Yeah, good to brush up on that one, and curious to see if UTS is going to match it on the next side of things as they think about either the Hood Protect or something else entirely. Daredevil is going to be the one to stay locked in here. So interesting to see that Daredevil is back in favor for this roster compared to something like the Black Cat there, but looks like a target ban will come through onto Anthony there. You know, we've seen them do amazing work on the Torch before, and it looks like the Torch God has had their time come to an end.
Yeah, not the Torch God, man. I was very impressed when we did get to see it. I believe that one time out of UTS, it was, you know, Anthony running amok with the Torch. So yeah, Raw don't want to have to deal with it. Take no chances. Going to be locking in Cloak as their final save here. And for the likes of UTS, the final ban, it will be taking away the Hood. So, you know, as I alluded to, Cloak and Dagger plus the Hood now, a pretty good combination. You know, it's very damage-centric. The blind into the team up, really, really good at enabling a lot of damage and a lot of burst potential here. UTS, though, they are playing a few different things here. We've got Hood, but also the Jubilee. Is a fun one as well to note. Jubilee with the team up. You get that hit scan ability basically up 24/7 with the Hood.
Yeah, it's kind of insane, right? You know, having the enhanced team up effect, obviously with the base one, you get enhanced attack speed there, you get the hit scan attack with some self-healing on hits there, and maybe some crits, but with the enhanced effects, it's the Void Magic mark never gets cleared out. You know, you can just indefinitely sustain that hit scan attack form, and yeah, the potential is kind of incredible, but looks like they are going to be opting for some early penny tech here, so don't think that this is the UTS comp that's going to be locked in necessarily the whole time. It looks like they might just be going for an early assassination attempt, if you will, just trying to go for some early KO potential there, especially with Jay Sune on the Spidey, just probably going to pull them into some mines from Mickey here.
Yeah, this is I was gonna say we've seen a lot of teams, you and me as well, Matt. We've seen a lot of this in scrims, especially for Ignite. You know, a lot of these teams try to go for that early pick, pull a guy onto a penny nest, and it actually will be red deleted. Mickey will be able to pick that one up with the mines and beautiful pull there from the rest of UTS. What a way to start it here. The rest of them from the side of the Raw will be able to walk onto the point uncontested here. And as well, Frost and the Hulk, going to be Daredevil, trying to batten away with the buttons here. Daryl Banner, of course, on the Hood. This is a little bit of a change of pace from him. Normally, he's the guy that we see on the Hulk, but going to be bringing out the Hood. Quick trades back and forth here as KO's still favoring the likes of UTS with that quick pick that they found.
Your turn, Tony. We got no sound. You got to make the sound, Tony. Daredevil gonna be KO'd out there. Oh, and here we go. Like Widow's going wild on it.
Yeah, that Widow rifle, it definitely gives that kind of noise, right? It's very like phlegmy, very like back of the throat, but well, UTS needs to point out to SW Raw here. Anthony gonna be spamming out some
Tainted Voltage.
Painted voltages there, trying to get a quick pick potential here, because that, you know, that slows targets down, and unfortunately, no one going to be dicing here from UNSW. Or they're just going to be playing their space up on the high ground here. Daryl, of course, with the Hood, able to use that shift to safety, and actually shift to reposition here, sets a wall up here, trying to get a little bit of a pincer maneuver here onto the Raw, but they're just going to drop down, play the bunker, and find themselves a quick pick onto man on the Sixers now.
Yeah, man on the UTS are going to be in a bit of trouble as Nuva maneuvers the Assassin's Focus there. Anthony going for the Kraken Impact as well, armed and dangerous, looking to make it happen again and again and again here onto the quad. Will they be able to lock in the Penta? Still trying their best to fight through, but it's you weighing the wand, diffing them there. Huge work from UNSW Raw to prevail, but you can see UTS are working so hard for this.
Yeah, they're really trying for it, but Raw just like basically backing away for free, playing a little bit safe here. And I I believe I spoke about last week, you know, Yu Wang, not normally known for dive, but has been playing a lot of these dive characters a lot in the recent few weeks, and he's looked pretty good, man. I was going to say Yu Wang's definitely impressed me on the Daredevils, and of course the other dive characters he's been rocking with. Nuva as well has swapped over, you know, to a hit scan role. As we said, hit scan's pretty meta. And we're going to be seeing Mickey popping that Jubilee ultimate. And we're going to be seeing the Meteor as well coming out for a rush, and he's not going to find the dunk, mate. We won't have to fear Magneto. It's a little bit of a soft pebble here. We're going to be seeing another pebble coming out. No dunk either here from Man on the UTS.
Us against the world!
Yeah, we'll see Eternal Bond here.
Let the devil!
We'll let the devil out here. Yu Wang trying to find something, mate. You got the one for Daryl Banner?
They're below!
That was close. Hey, UTS got the point.
We got. Oh, I need to think about how that one goes. I haven't seen enough of the hood yet,
yeah,
Tony.
Need a soundbite.
Need a soundbite example there. But we are going to be moving on to the next one, and now as they look to try and push their way in the high ground, UTS did a good job to flip the missionary there, but here we go. It's going to be the Assassins focus coming on. Time to let that devil out again from Sune. Ready to play into this one. Trying to go around the outside. Frost goes down. This is a good opener here. We'll see if they are going to be clinging and clanging and getting these KOs banging forward as they do their best to play around the bulwark shield here. Oh, Bionic Hook. Not this time around. Sune getting shut down. Oh, you can feel the impact of those blows there, as they will be getting the veil up. But when they get the veil, someone's bound to fail.
Yeah, this forces UTS back, actually. A lot of damage coming out of the dual guns there from Daryl Banner. They will be able to secure the picks there. Mickey and Scyther 4, so both strategists now down here for UTS. They're going to have to try and fight their way back into it. Yu Wang on to Man on the 6s. Nuva's going to take out Sune. KO's going to UNSW Raw as they hold this point back in their favor. I don't think UTS have time to portal here. They are going to go for it. Mickey's going to come flying out here. It will be Mickey with a Jubilee ult, and it will be actually UTS coming from behind UNSW Raw.
Us against the world as Ronka jumps straight into it with the Eternal Bond there. Last moment, pushing for the OT to take it over the line. Magneto going to be feared all over again. Blocked off by Daryl Banner. Huge work from them there. The swords coming out, slice and dicing, and will be able to push this one together. But UTS, don't fear. Ooh. They step into high gear here. Banhammer coming down. The Meteor coming from up, but no! Sword comes through from Frost there, slicing them away. Daryl Banner bringing the demon of the end, here to play, here to stay, but nobody goes down today. UTS still holding firm and true, and Jeff gonna be making a trade on this one too.
Mickey Star-Lord too coming out here. Sune, Spider-Man, immediate changes here for UTS as they're trying to touch the point. Nuva's trying to find the shots through. Portal K back from UNSW Raw, and bang, a shot will land. KO from Nuva. Trying to find another on a Mickey, but he's a slippery target. He's sliding away. He's doing his best to try and keep it up. Success to TP, but no success for the point. It will go to UNSW Raw, but Matt, UTS really making Raw fight for it.
Yeah, I'm impressed how competitive they've actually been able to make it here. You know, there actually could have been something further, honestly. I think UTS have a lot cooking out of this one. And I can't wait to see what else they can bring. It looks like they are going to be opting for some changes, though. Mickey back on the strategist there. I liked how they managed to, you know, make some changes. Mickey was on Duelist for a second there, jumping on the Star-Lord while they had a Jeff switch up, too. So it's interesting to see kind of what approach they're looking to bring to the second mission area as well. But I do like the Vanpool being held onto by Frost here, too. I think Vanpool definitely still has their place in the meta. And it's great to see that they are giving it their all here. But let's move it on up, move it on in to our next round, 2-tap Tony. We are so close to getting armed and dangerous to letting the devil out. And let's see what they can do here as our upgraded team-ups get put on full display.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see. Of course, the Hella one going to be brought out here by Frost. So you get an extra upgrade. You get a little bit more firepower behind the Deadpool. UTS going to be taking it up on the high ground on the left-hand side here. Raw playing for the high ground themselves, but of course Frost's going to be playing on the point. He's going to be trying anchoring that one down. as you want to see from your vanguards. Anthony going to be looking for a quick bionic hook there. Well, Yu Wang actually able to get out pretty scot-free. Kraken Impact is available for the side of UTS if they want to pop it, but we've got a few in the side of UNSW. Lick, of course, with that boundary. Nuva just trying to find some shots over the top, of course, as we did get to allude to, Matt.
Dangerous!
And we're getting on to dangerous right now. Jay Sude as well with the Rage of Ultron from the higher ground and looking to find some quick KO potential. Nothing on the reset there from Anthony with the Kraken Impact. And UNSW Raw.
Us against the world!
I'm going to slowly
Us
drown it
against
out.
the world!
It's going to be Eternal Bond for Eternal Bond here. Definitely feels like I'm playing ranked right now. That's how accurate these sounds are.
Magneto!
Going to be trying to find
Ah!
the cloak, but it doesn't quite land. Nuva, one on a Mickey. But Anthony, and as well, Mickey's going to use the res Nuva with a shot. Going to be fighting Jay Sune. And perfect precision coming out of him, and UTS slowly getting staggered out and slowly going to be falling to Nuva's shots.
Shot for shot, they lock it down. Yu Wang the one going to be on the Spidey as well. And ready to spell a trouble here as finally they will be able to step into high gear and take away the initial capture percentage. But my goodness, what a drawn out first fight there, Tony. I'm so impressed with what they've been able to achieve. And I reckon this is only the beginning. They hold back for a moment. Daryl Banner, looking to take it slow, steady. And Mickey opening it up with Adam as well. I like the confidence here. Do have the Soul Bond at the ready as well, so can spread out some of the damage there across them. Look to keep them locked in place a while longer.
Yeah, and as well, the Adam Ultron team up, the enhanced one we get to talk about. Adam does a lot more damage than Mickey. Oh, a little bit of a hook coming out from Anthony. Mickey going to be playing up on the high ground with that Soul Bomb. Kraken Impact going to come out as well with the Hood Ultimate. It is going to be shot for shot here. Kraken Impact on towards the backside of things, and Lick's going to get taken. No reset found because Anthony didn't find that KO. So, well, now we see Rung getting involved, and Rung going to find Mickey.
Find them one by one. They get that job done, Tony, and we'll be able to find the flip at just the right moment as well. Tainted Voltage securing it on to Yu Wang, the one there, finding that defeat. So it'll be good for them, but I think a swift resurgence will be on the way as they do have Eternal Bond almost at the ready there alongside Boundary. So curious to see who will strike first. Bearing in mind, Rage of Ultron is prepared. Karmic Revival as well. Be exactly what we hope for. Let's go frame by frame into this one. We're ready to take game.
Yeah, Reg of Ultron going to be coming out else against the world. Matt's Magneto Meteor on full display, but man on the sixes, man on the UTS, not finding it. Resh able to trade one out. The res comes out from Mickey, so everybody from UTS is going to be back in pretty quick succession. Meteor from Resh here now has to land it pretty dead on there, but won't find anyone. Big res from Mickey resets this fight perfectly for UTS. Resh trying to find something around the back. Spectacular spin available for UA. Just has to find the right target, the right opening. Eternal Bonds coming across on top of the boundary. Both teams are trading strategist ultimates and nobody's falling.
Nobody's falling. The mission area stalling here. It's gonna be nobody messing with that Spider-Man with a spectacular spin, taking away a win into that fight and more. Good cocoon from Mickey there, trying to stall the mission area as long as they can. They will be able to edge it up to 74%. But UNSW Raw are getting closer and closer themselves now, so they need to get back and contest as soon as possible for UTS here.
Now, Strange is available. Portal's there if, you know, it gets dire here for UTS or even for the Raw. And so we see, though, UNSW Raw playing up on the high ground, playing actually very in the face of UTS, not really scared to take a fight against them. Anthony getting a ton of chip damage in from Resh on the mag. Yu Wang gonna still be flying around with that Spider-Man blade here from the mag to dish out that more bit of chip damage. And slowly walking up, they do have the Hood Ultimate to go for Demon on the end if they want to use it. Gonna go for the Kraken Impact instead, and Anthony just walks into everybody from UNSW Raw. He'll fall. Demon on the ends here. Daryl Banner able to trade one back, looking for a second on a Frost, but he's bouncing away. He'll be walking away. The point goes, not flipped yet here for UTS, and Yu Wang still on the touch, still on the pursuit.
Yeah, ready to pursue this one as long as they can. Daryl Banner will be able to lock one down eventually. No Demon of the End required. as the demon is shut away a while longer there. Still, raw willpower gets it executed. So, we hold a firm for a little while longer here. UNSW Raw doing the best they can to dial in. Do have the Assassin's Focus at the ready there with the Eternal Bond, with the Boundary. It's going to be matched now. Eternal Bond for Rage of Ultron here. Nuva, hook, line, and sinker shuts down a Mickey. That's a dangerous KO as well, because without that potential of Karmic Revival there, they are going to be in big trouble. Booping it down, but the damage gets soaked up. So UTS doing a great job to stall, but then desperately need a portal.
Yeah, they desperately need a portal. The meteor doesn't hit from man on the sixes, and OT is ticking down. Where is this portal coming from? UTS, where is it? It's a call of action here. Mickey going to be trying to stall with the Venom floating around the middle of this tree on Celestial Husk's second point. Jay Sune is going to get taken. Mickey's still up and going, but he will finally fall down. Resh pops the meteor for style points, and you can see why the Roar are uncontested so far throughout this competition, Matt. But UTS really brought it to them there on that first point, and especially the first point of that second one.
Yeah, I was really impressed in how close they kept it, how competitive they kept it on to domination here. You know, it goes to show that there could have been a reality where they might have actually been able to take a mission area, let alone the map themselves. So good to keep them on their toes, so to speak, here, especially into the first one, Tony. But Nuva going to be the one to really deliver a lot there. 20 final hits on a close behind on 15. So incredible impact, incredible work coming through from our duelists there on the UNSW side, as they certainly made strides towards their team's success.
Yeah, UNSW Rules just got that kind of motion there with those duelists, and it's interesting as well seeing that Raw side, right? A lot of flexibility. Nuva can play anything. Yu Wang can basically play anything. We saw him on Vanguard last competition, and now, you know, he's bringing the duelist play to the mix. Of course, Nuva, we've known him for the Psylocke previously. Now busting out the Widow like it's second nature to him.
Yeah, it's impressive with how flexible some of our duelist players truly are, right? Because even if, say, the majority of their hero pool got banned, there's always an alternative for them. Yep. And I got to admire the depths that they have available to them, because, you know, you can't just be known as like a one-trick pony. You've got to have so many tools at your disposal in order to adapt to whatever circumstance is going to be thrown at you. So certainly have to give props to them there for giving it their all and remaining vigilant and adaptable.
Yeah, and I have to give credit, though, to UTS, right? There was a lot of key points where we saw them kind of actually really bring the fight to UNSW. I saw a lot of, like, control of the space there, especially that first point in Celestial Husk, where it was still, like, I don't think the percentage had ticked up from either side. So, like, it was a very back and forth at the start there, and I have to give credit to UTS. They know that they have to control the space. It just kind of all really fell by the wayside after that first pick. Kind of snowballed a little bit too hard.
Yeah, and I think hearing word of what our next map might be, Tony.
What one is it?
I think we're going to a map of different proportions. Something. I'm getting Moon Knight.
Moon Knight vibes.
Getting some Moon Knight Apocalypse vibes there. I think I think that's Herbie. We're not going to Herbie. We're certainly getting reloaded to carry a mission vehicle. No, we're going to Thebes, everybody. It's going to be the new map coming at ya. Thebes is going to be so exciting, Tony. And I got to say, you know, I don't know if you've had much time playing on it, but I love the fact that there's the part of the map where it's basically like you're going down like your water slide type thing, except it's like down like the plot of sand, and you end up back on the map. You know, normally when you'd think there would be an environmental KO.
Like a quicksand vibe.
Yeah, you're straight back. That's right, quicksand and straight back in action. So I love that little feature. You know, it's always interesting, the different nooks and crannies that can be used in so many unique ways.
Yeah, it's a very open map, especially towards, I think it's towards that first checkpoint, especially. It's a little bit more open. And then it turns into a little bit more poke heavy towards the second and third points. It's going to be exciting to see how these teams navigate this one, because we already saw from them on Celestial Husk, it was a bloodbath. Of course, it was still Raw taking it home 2-0 there on that one, but going to Thebes, this could be a little bit more of what we saw in the earlier stages there on Domination.
We're back. We're so back. with the Mantis bands.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Feeling the power, feeling the vibes on this one, and keen to see what gets sorted out next. It is going to be Magneto, first protect there, and what will follow? Loki again on the band here, or maybe something else this time around?
Yeah, it's a lot of, like, you can kind of rotate out which bands you go for first. Also going to be taken away there for Raw as the second one. So Mag gets let through here for UTS. I don't mean to doubt Man on the Sixes or Man on the UTS, but we saw some meteors that definitely needed to hit there from UTS if those fights were going to swing into their favor.
Yeah, I think they definitely needed those kind of difference makers, you know, because they just change the tides of a game, right? They make or break situations. They can literally rip team fights apart within a split second there, but the adaptability on UNSW's side in particular to block out some of those key meteors was a sight to behold, right? I was very impressed with how they held it together, but I mean, the same can be said of Daryl Banner. Like, them playing the hood there, they managed to use some of their own shielding in order to just absolutely diminish returns for the Meteor M's as well. So it almost felt like the mag ult was just cosmetic at times, because there was always something to deal with it for the majority of points.
Yeah, and as well, it was a bit of misstepping from UCS, right? I saw, I believe it was Anthony trying to walk up there, crack an impact in the face of everybody from Raw, and then they just kind of like, wait a minute, that's a slippery duelist. We need to take that guy out. Anthony gets immediately KO'd there, and point stems back to UNSW Raw. But of course, going back to the picks here, Matt, UTS taking away Gambit, Hood, Lockie and Loki. Actually kind of like that one. I know Mickey has been showing a ton of tendency to play Loki in the past, so you know, maybe that's a pick for Mickey. For the side of Raw though, they'll get Mag and Cloak again. Nothing really looks much to change other than the fact that you know, they target ban again the Torch. They don't want to deal with the Anthony's Torch.
Yeah, they don't want to deal with the Torch, but in the same point, they don't want to deal with the Hood there. So the Demon of the End will be exercised on the UNSW side there. But they've got demons available for UTS here. Will that be the difference maker? Having the Hood available, will they even bother playing it? All will be decided, all will be tested here, as already UTS look to Hulk out and to go at it with a potentially different combination. Jesune onto the Storm here, triple Vanguard in at the front side of things. Now, normally what we've seen out of some of the competitive play is that the Hood actually works quite well into your triple Vanguard lineups there. So being able to play with the man himself, Daryl Banner on the Bruce Banner here, Anthony bringing out the Magneto, and Jesune potentially on the Black Widow there. I like this potential out of this front line here. I feel like their attacking presence could be great, especially playing around Cloak team up. The damage output is going to be huge for them.
The damage output is going to be great. There's no Daryl Banner back to Cloak. Pretty fitting. We'll be trying to flip for the life of UTS. They are having a deal with Frost, who's in the mix, but he's able to fly back to the Perk to slay either Venom or Hulk as you're able to get through that easily. Might actually catch it. Frost not be able to get the bonus, which me up and just shooting at the spot, but Frontline's completely null and void for the Raw. UTS are able to walk it up now, so people can go all their way.
Ooh, and it looks like there's more to follow up with Tony. It's going to be triple KO for Triple T there. Shout out to Two Tap Tony. And there's going to be more where that came from, as we are more than halfway towards the first checkpoint here, Tony. And this fight's only just getting started.
It feels good. Daryl Banner on the hold, hand in hand, good combo. And yeah, showing why Raw might have to force us to that one. He used relaying that over this Warlord, so we'll kind of get more damage output here from the side of the Raw. Jesune though, finds another pick on a Frost. Anthony now over towards this Mag, and he's playing pretty well. Cypher as well. Catches an invis on the backline. Lick's going a little bit too far. Now Jesune finds another pick, and just again, UNSW Raw forced to fall.
Yeah, forced to fold there. And that's what happens when you got no Gambit. You know, Gambit never folds. Now without him, you're always going to be folded. But see what is now in a store here as Daryl Banner just continues to be bouncing between lanes there. You can never lock them in into one angle, it would seem, unless you find a way to throw them into place. But now they're doing a good job just to clear some space here. The same kind of be said of USW, but for now, Meteor coming up, Assassin's Focus as well, double KO for J-Sune, Mickey locking in onto Frost as well. Maybe Mickey might be able to earn a Hexa for themselves on that cloak yet. We'll see though, Tony, as the attacking presence is continually powering through for UTS.
Yeah, UTS just like no signs of stopping right now. UNSW Raw, they're gonna have a few ultimates to play with. Meteor, they're gonna be portaling here. Frost are trying to get them back in. They don't want to allow UTS to take that second point. Even at the end going out very not much up and above and out of line of sight here from the Raw. And on the 6 is not able to find a quick KO or anything. Nuba's just trying to get an angle for themselves. The Wellbreak would be coming out here from Daryl Banner. He's going to be chasing on to Lick, trying to find that quick KO. But now down a few battle for me. He's going to get taken out. You wait with the Star-Lord able to find a KO back and looking for something more. Roar able to hold here just before the second approach.
Here we go, Tony. This is what we were kind of talking about, right?
Oh.
The map is so adaptable. I didn't even know about that angle itself. I only knew about the quicksand. Like, there's just so many cool nooks and crannies that it pays dividends to explore the maps to their fullest extent, right? But we'll see what else happens. This is time to get legendary with the Galactic Legend there. Good response, though, with the Eternal Bond. Might be popped and dropped by Rez with the Meteor. Around the corner, not going to be able to get it done. J-Sune eventually will fall though, so good focus from Rez there, followed up by Nuba. Runk going down in response on the trade there. Frost to follow, so 2 for 2 for now. And UTS are actually finding a way forward out of this. They've taken player advantage and then some. A great use of the Exile does keep Yuang the One in place for now. And now they're on the home stretch towards this next checkpoint. So this is a great turn of events for UTS.
Yeah, we might need a little bit of a change up here. Long and hard about what they want to go for. Yulang over the wall. I believe Nuba's also trying to think about something. They're actually just going to be waiting for UTS to cap so they can all regroup. Nobody wants to get staggered here going in towards this third point. But 3 minutes 40, UTS just on quick pace here. And this is what we saw from them, a quick start on domination and really taking the fights to UNSW Raw. It's where Raw came into the late stages of that domination was when they were able to find their footing. Or for the moment, only one fight that they've found. The rest of them have gone to UTS.
The rest have gone that direction. Boundary coming up first to the side there. Leaf responding. Anthony trying to go for the Meteor to drop it down. Not going to succeed though. Good to sustain through that one. Now J-Sune bringing up the Assassin's Focus. Even the end coming out. Assassin's Focus on both sides for that matter. Daryl Banner on the Hulk Smash as well. It's going to want from Run. Does allow them some presence, some grace. Nuva clearing space here. Looking for more around the outside. And they will be able to glide their way through, but not going to be able to pull through with more KOs at this point.
Yeah, no more KOs yet. Yes, so they're going to have to reset once again. Fight goes to Raw, at least for the meantime. And for Nuva, he's just trying to find something here. Shots over the top would be great. Some good chip damage, especially onto the opposing Widow.
Yeah, they need everything they can possibly muster at this point. Losing Frost early, not going to be good for UNSW here. See if they can find a way out though, because they have a lot of response points. Last Stand, Medial, Ayabugamoto, there's a lot they can do to hold themselves accountable, hold themselves together. UTS as well though, battle of sustainability, they may have the upper hand with first boundary already prepared here. Medial coming out though, trying to track down Mickey, they succeed! They find the KO there, straight onto Mickey, and this opens up the floodgates here. I respect the determination and the grace from UTS in order to just clear out the space In the meanwhile, after they've lost their players, they just reset, look to go for the next. But speaking of the next, UNSW now have both strategist ultimates, and they can probably sustain through the next fight as well, unless UTS manages to catch one of them off guard as the fight begins.
Yeah, it was trying to find that early pick. As we see UTS trying to hold it down. Meteor's going to be popped early here. The fight didn't even start there. Flick of the wrist from Anthony. It floated for a little bit. It went underneath Magneto's hand. So Anthony able to adjust there. Double from Anthony for UTS as they continue to storm this point forward. Triple from Anthony. UNSW Raw now having to try and scramble out of their spawn to try and touch. Eternal Bond comes out from run, but Tarabanna's going to shut it down. But it doesn't even happen. Demon at the end, visible boundary, and as well, Assassin here for Jason. As we see the Raw, they're able to touch Matt, but so many ultimates coming from the side of UTS, it's impossible to not meet a fatal end.
Yeah, impossible to not be defeated there, but we will find many more ways to sustain through. Oh my goodness, we even see the World Breaker coming out from Tarabanna. You don't see that one every day. Got to commend them for that. Big the Abyss going to be ready for Frost as well if they want to use that to commit to a fight here. Might be forced to pop the symbiotic resilience there. There we go. Feast actually going to be coming out now. UTS in a bit of peril under this one. Already losing one strategist. The other one is all but fallen for now. The time eventually will run its course. So OC are going to be into the mix now, doing the best they can to sustain through. Hold on tight to this one. Mountain Sixers won't be able to get there in time with the portal. Will be pushed away. And that's going to be our first round in contention. UNSW Raw can do.
Yeah, we'll see what the Raw can do. But great play there from UTS, Matt. I have to say, very impressed how they handled that first point. Especially as well against a team like the Raw, where it's not easy to make them fold like that. It's not easy to make them struggle in pushes like that, especially on Convoy's previous, where they've just looked very dominant. Of course, going back to last week, the last time we saw these guys, very dominant Convoy section, very dominant domination. So yeah, UTS really, again, bringing out all the stops, as we said.
And I think it also plays into the factor that this is a new map as well, so not everybody has had as much time to cook on it, you know, so they don't really have every point of contention kind of figured out fully there. So it's great to see that they've been able to figure things out early. I was very impressed with how UNSW held it down on the defense. UTS did a fantastic job to push as far as they did, but I liked some of the maneuvers coming through from UNSW towards the end there to keep their head in the game, refocus, and get ready to turn the tides as they push towards the next half.
Yeah, it should be exciting. Maybe for the Raw, we see them change up the comp. We saw Yuang over to the Wolf in that like last kind of point towards the engagement. Of course, we'll get to see what they change it up to. UTS, is that Jason thinking about the Adam Warlock? Okay. I don't think I've seen Jason ever on the Adam, man.
I think I have at least some points in time, and it makes sense because Adam Warlock is probably one of the strategists you see a lot of your hit scam based duelists kind of flex into. You know, you think like your Bobos, your FMCLs, on your Gen G side of things there, right? You've seen them kind of move into that role as well in the past. So this doesn't surprise me what Jay Sunez are bringing forward here, and very eager to see what kind of impacts they are going to be making. Speaking of impacts, though, we do have a Nuva on the Bucky this time around. You ain't the one hovered over the Psylocke, but has opted in for Storm here. Not sure if they're going to keep that pick, because, I mean, Nuva's still kind of adapting which hero they want to play as well there, so keen to see what they will come up with. But what I do like, Tony, is Runk is bringing out the real MVP, what they've been known for forever, the Jet.
Time as old as Tail, man, or Tail as old as time. Is that the way you want to put it?
Yeah, why not both?
Why not both?
Once upon a time.
Never mind, we got completely better. You guys are close. I mean, I can't blame you, right? Close pretty good at the moment. It feels like hard to KO, of course. You know, that vulnerable team up as well if you go for that one. The Luna team up compared to the Hood one's also pretty comfortable one for both Dragon players, but of course the Hood one is a little bit better now at the moment. Well, we can see UTS playing around this pillar here towards the left-hand side. You can play on top of that spider nest as well. And, well, for the Raw, it's actually hard to push against AJ Sune. Going to be sniping out you way out of the air there.
Yeah, taking us straight out the skies as they will try to rise up and get ready for more. Wait things out patiently. The boundary going to come up from Lick there. We'll see if they can hold on firmly. But see how things go as Nuva does go down the side to there and see what else they can find. Anthony good for it. Furthering their pursuit, one player at a time here. As they continue to prime up and hold a position with UTS. Doing the best that they can at this point.
Yeah, they're really holding it down here for the Raw. What are they going to do? Punisher now for the move up. Punisher Storm's like the go-to spawn holder, right? Try to break it with the Punisher. The Meteor is going to come immediately out. This is going to slam down on the Nuva. Nashville off the top of the Meteor as well. Doing it again. Jay Sune as well going for the res. Everybody's going to be brought back here. Anthony, Daryl Banner. Jay Sune as well finding Frost, so UTS again, res comp is good, especially now they have that God of Mischief, Matt. They can bring them back again, they can just pop Jay Sune, rinse, repeat, and something raw. They're going to have to think of something creative to break out of here.
This is gonna hurt.
Yeah, they need to figure out a solution and see if they can find it or be ripped apart here. They are doing the best that they can to adapt around their circumstances. This boundary could be exactly how they do it. They already forced their way forward here. Here we go. Got a Mischief coming out into the Eternal Bond as well. Front already finding Mickey there, so this is good defense coming out from UNSW Raw here. And they might even be able to further it once this got a Mischief runs its course.
We're seeing Slam Seduction coming out of Frost and trying to pull them all back into harm's way, into the lighting hands of the Raw. You'll be seeing that Slim there on to Jay Sune. Now Frost has to be careful. Using Yu-Wei back to the Psylocke and on the Sixers falls. USW Raw now starts to get their push going finally. With only a minute left on the clock, but it feels like they're running out of time. Yu-Wei, of course, does have that ultimate up. He's the only one with the ultimate, so Wrestling going to have to play to a little bit more neutral game. Yu-Wei will be taken up on the height here, but of course the Psylocke not as effective at the long range as the close. Yu-Wei probably going to try and close that gap here. In the meantime, UTS can walk up here.
Walk up and give it their best shot, Tony, as they hold back around the outside. Anthony almost good for one there. Down to the butterfly coming through the Kraken impact. And more to follow with the Eternal Bond. Now being matched by Mickey here. So look at play to sustain their team as they take out on this one. Deep the end coming out as well. Rez does have the Meteor at the ready. Try and catch someone around the outside. But now going to catch the wall this time. Some revival online though, bringing their team straight back in the fray there. And they're ready to keep this one in play.
Yeah, the res comes through. We'll find Daryl Banner. Straight immediately backed by Jay Sune with that Dark Revival. You can see USW Raw still fighting for it. They're still winning it out. Portals come back into play there for Cypher to get UTS back on to contest this point, but they're still losing out. UNSW Raw somehow put the foot down on that fight. UTS, you can res all you like. UNSW Raw still barking.
Bark as they might.
So much for survival.
UTS will not win the fight there. So UNSW Raw gonna be happy as can be with this one. One step closer on their road to potential glory. Sune looking to match the Psylocke perhaps. I love their confidence. If there's anyone who can do it, it's certainly them. But we aren't going to see the Bucky boy out first and foremost.
Bucky out for Jay Sune, so battle of the Buckies. Be an exciting one to see. We're going to be vulnerable there with that new team up. He's going to get taken out, man. On the Sixers losing life early here. Early KO for UNSW Raw. Frost is trying to find that chokeslam. Mickey's gonna get hunted. Frost able to kick him away. Back to his spawn region. J-Sune is now in a little bit of a threat. Has to fall. Scyther just to try and keep them both up here. This is such a scary predicament to be. You're going to have to position very effectively. Moving to find J-Sune. Things just continue to go towards UNSW Raw for the moment.
Yeah, that's going quick on this one. Will be the Dance of the Butterfly coming out as well. Cracking impact again. So UNSW continually just going for those kinds of combinations there. In the end, they're going to be brought out, forcing out the Eternal Bonds here. Almost forcing out the KO on a res. There you go. So it's a 1-for-1 trade now down to more for Nuba and Go. So we'll see if they can back themselves one more time here. They force their enemies far, far away. One last fight could be it, or maybe not. No! They managed to push it over, Tony. So, there you go.
Yeah, Raw secure themselves another 2 minutes. UTS, who have Strangling Prison. Magneto, Meteor M to try and take this fight, but the only one's up. Of course, now Eternal Bond as well from Mickey. They're going to have to go fast, and they're going to have to go first here, because UNSW Raw, just with the luxury of space, the luxury of confidence after winning those last few fights. Great pull there to the Strangling Prison. Actually puts him out on the sixes in a good spot to set that one up. Meteor's going to come out here. Frost finds the slam on a J-Sune. The Meteor's being held for so long, trying to find Mickey in air. Mickey's just trying to play life. Magneto, Meteor, and back from Daryl Banner, trying to find a slam in return. Psionic Seduction from Frost gets taken out by man on the sixes. The UTS are able to find at least a few picks for this still slowly bleeding this fight out.
Slowly but certainly looking to bash their way through here, Tony, and having the player advantage only going to strengthen them, at least for now. They might just have more where that came from in a second though. Both strategists also are going to be prepared, and both duelists sure fire behind for UNSW here. Picking off, going first with the Eternal Bond, playing aggressively now. Forcing out the little boundary, Mickey going down as well. Good start up maneuver. Trying their best to get the reset onto the ticket there, but we will see Dance of the Butterfly coming out. So, 4 KOs being stacked up in this one, and potentially even more to follow. We continue. Find the impact they're hoping for here, and we'll be looking to gear on up to the last path of glory.
Just soon as we're going to the Ultra on Mickey to the Jeff to try and stall it again. Man on the sixes, going to get taken early. J-Sune now Luna. Is anything to try and touch and stop it here, but Raw will be able to push it through, Matt, with 3-2. They'll take home Thieves. Time left on the clock of 19 seconds. The Sands will disperse. Raw with a 2-0 here in the series. UTS, though, again, Matt, it was so close. Raw really got pushed to their limits in some of these fights.
Yeah, I was really impressed with the tenacity, the competitiveness of that roster there, but at the end of the day, the undefeated record continues strong for UNSW Raw here. So, GG, well played to them and theirs, and a bigger pat on the back for UTS as well. They gave it their absolute best, and they put on one hell of a show.
Yeah, this is now UNSW Raw 15. Oh, this is, yeah, that's a scoreline you hate to hear. For UTS, though, again, they have to hold their heads high. They played a lot of good fights there, a really good game there. Definitely as well was impressed with how close that spawn hold was. They had the penny set up, J-Sune with the reses that came so clutch as well. They had the copies from Scyther if they needed it. UTS really played that first point on Thieves on their defense side well. I have to give them credit as well on domination, playing a lot of their space early effectively. But unfortunately, just a few missteps, a few unfortunate KOs that went to the way of UNSW Raw. And, well, that's just the way the cookie crumbles, really.
Yeah, it happens, and it happens in a big way, just like our next game is going to happen in a big way right on the other side of this break, everybody. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back before you know it. Welcome back, everybody, to the AEL University Elite Series. Matsy and Two Tap Tony coming at you with the next game of the day. It's going to be none other than Matsy versus Two Tap Tony. No, it's not. It's not going to be Matsy versus Two Tap Tony. It is going to be Monash versus Swinburne, though. So get excited. Unfortunately, no Hawkeye 1v1s today, guys.
No.
I know that's what you all came here for, but not
I don't
today.
play Hawkeye, so Matt would have won.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
I definitely don't play Hawkeye.
Yep, you're the
Maybe
Hawkeye goat.
maybe like a Hella 1v1. I think I'd be a little bit more evenly matched on the Hella, but yeah.
Yeah.
Monash versus Swimmer should be a fun one. Of course, Swimmer. I feel like they've been going from strength to strength this season, Matt. They've been slowly building up those wins. Monash, of course, the old reliable that we always see from them here in the university competition. So it should be an exciting match.
Yeah, I think it'll be a really exciting match. You know, I think both these teams have been able to have great strides. I think Monash in particular has been consistently very well rounded throughout many semesters. You know, I think they've done great work through multiple iterations of their roster. So very keen to see what they can do, but keen to see what Swinburne can do as well. You know, they've had some changes, I believe, since the last time we saw them as well, Tony.
Yeah, a few new names here. Snackberry, Elak, Spartabang, Cassio, and Golmio for the side of Swinburne. Monash, of course, you know him. It's Wosh, Pikachu, Joji, Dixon99, Rin Lashida, and a while. And of course, Matt, the all-reliable thing is Dive's not the meta. So, you know, Monash might feel a little bit disheartened about that one. Joji Wosh, of course, Dive Duo, might look a little bit weaker. Of course, you know, 9 and 9.5. Dive is slowly tanked in stocks a little bit here.
Yeah, it looks like they might not have got the memo though, because the Black Cat is being hovered by a Joji on this one. So keen, curious to see how that goes. As we do have the Double Mantis band coming out now, Cloak and Dagger going to be the next protect potentially. They're thinking about it. I wouldn't blame them, especially with Hawkeye being hovered, Tony. I feel like they might have watched the same video we did.
Yeah, they might have saw the same thing. That's if they can get the hood, of course, because we still have two bands from the side of Monash. Gambit and Mantis taken away. Magneto Lock seems to be the staple that a lot of these teams are going for here. And, well, for the likes of Swinburne, what do they decide to ban? Actually, probably hovering the Black Cat for the moment. Going to be taken away before Joji even gets a chance to lock it in.
Yeah, going to be to lock it down, lock it in. Not going to happen today, though. So they're probably going to be forced to flex onto one of the other duelists this time around. You know, Daredevil's still available. We did see Daredevil last game. Maybe Joji plays that, or something else entirely. We'll see. You know, they can play a lot of things. That's the beauty of a player like Joji, is they just have one of the most flexible hero pools I've ever seen.
Yeah, Joji very much can play a lot of things, right? He can play hit scan well, but he can also play dive super well. A lot of the dive characters are staples of Joji's pool, right? Wolf, we saw from him in Ignite. We saw as well hit scan staples like Yabuki. So yeah, Joji a very flexible guy. Wosh as well, of course. It's just that veteran experience that comes from playing at that professional level. They're going to be taking away his Daredevil. So Black Cat and Daredevil really extending the bans targeted to Joji. Elsa, of course, just like kind of a staple one. Dixon can play that one. Joji can play that one if they need to. But yeah, really targeting Joji in these bans here at Swinburne.
Yeah, they're targeting them pretty holistically there, so that's unfortunate for Joji, but I mean, like we've said before, it doesn't really matter. Like, they've got options. They're fine.
I'm not judging.
We'll see just how fine things are, though, as we have our hovers coming through now. Snack looking to bring out the Hawkeye this time, playing around the Cloak and Dagger here. Curious to see if they get 1,000,000 damage off one arrow headshot, you know, like what we've seen before, Tony, or whether it might take a few more than that.
Yeah, it might take a little bit more. I believe I saw Sparta hovering the hell up. Dixon was also thinking about the Hella, so the team's thinking about the Hella, but Widow is up, and if Widow's up, it definitely will be picked. It's like the Phoenix of old, right? We saw Phoenix really have its place in the meta just like a season or two ago. It feels like Widow's that kind of new staple pick for a lot of these guys, and Well, actually, maybe Hawkeye might be that new staple pick here. Monash, though, don't have the cloak and dagger to back it up, though.
Curious what output they're going to be bringing into this one, Tony. Maybe looking to take it in a different direction here. Joji changes it up now. Playing Old Faithful tone, it would seem. The Bucky is going to make them lucky as ever. They hold it down and now heading calmly towards the mission area here. And prepared for whatever else will follow. But while I'm on it, as our players go face to face now, going step by step, frame by frame here and ready to take aim.
Frame by frame, whoosh. Shooting those guns frame by frame. Of course, you have a lot of ammo in that one. When they first announced Hoodman, I was like, this is crazy. We're getting a Vanguard with that much damage output. Dixon as well, and the Punisher. So much front end is coming out of Monash now. Going to be another pick up by Wosh. Joji as well getting involved in the mix, and Swinburne are slowly starting to crumble here. It's Joji just finding some more shots, trying to find that hook, but it is going to be a shot back from the Hawkeye. Joji stepping a little too far there, bud. A little bit too big for the boots.
Yeah, not having as much sustainability as I'm sure they would have hoped for there. So, gonna have to hold back a second longer, but it doesn't matter. They've got mission area control, so they're not fast, mate. They're gonna be A-OK. What will make Swinburne more than A-OK, though, is the rocket now. Having the BRB available means that they can look to commit to fights a little heavier as well. Now, they can just come right back with that BRB. See how far that really is for being hit as we take it slow. Gilak, him waiting around the corner. Doesn't have the dim in the end yet, but they're getting closer and closer to that. You know, I think the team as a whole is making good steps there. CYA already going to be activated though, Tone. Swinburne go first.
Yeah, Swinburne go first, and that's ideally how you win these fights out. Barry able to find Woach, and Joji going to be taken out as well. Off of the back of the Gambit ultimate from Rinlo Shida. Monash can't push forward with that one. Going to have to kite the fight back here. And Swinburne will be able to get themselves some percentage, and now can set themselves up. Double sniper, of course. You know, with a little bit more hit scan heavy these days, not too much in the sniping department. Maybe seeing Final Judgment. Punisher trying to find something. KO'd there from Dixon. You can see Swinburne there hiding around these angles, playing their positioning well. Going to be seeing Eternal Bond. Meteor immediately answered by Pikachu, trying to find the slam, but the Meteor goes too far forward. And, well, going to be seeing Cassio walk away scot-free. Wosh finding one onto Barry. Cracking impact from Joji. Now warming up the Bucky. It's a triple. Maybe looking for a quad. It's a quad. It's always a quad from Joji. It doesn't feel like it's any different.
It's a quad, and sometimes then some, all the way to a hexa. You never know. Joji, the ultimate flexer in the KO department there, and I'm sure there'll be more cooking up on the other side of this, but what I'm seeing cooking up right now is Wosh. Looking to break it through some of the terrain. Ooh, I like this angle for scouting. This is actually kind of big brain from Wosh here. Maybe he could enable some flanking action too. Look at this. Deep in the end, right behind them. Pincer maneuver from Wosh and Co there. They can utilize the team up to their advantage as well if they like. But not going to need it here. Didn't pop it out. They did at least take down the opposing hood though.
Yeah, I like that. That's Wosh knowing the extent of how far you can play up with the hood. Of course, normally the hood's a little bit, you know, less utility-oriented Vanguard. It's a lot more damage output. But knowing the full extent, the range that you can flex forward with this character, that's going to be first point to Monash. And yeah, Demon in the end, it didn't quite find its mark there first. A lot of the healing came out from the strategist, and they were able to stabilize a little bit, but then got a little bit too far forward, and, you know, frozen airfield going to Monash. But Swinburne had some good moments there.
Yeah, I enjoyed the fact that both teams were able to stake their claim. I think that shows there's a lot of determination and a lot of positive strategy coming through from both rosters here. So very keen, excited even to see what else both sides can cook up, Tone, as take it slow and steady. Zone our way through towards the next point of contention here. We're in the Super Soldier Factory, and we're ready to go absolutely fantastic. That's why Mr. Fantastic's going to come out soon, right? Right? Maybe not.
Sure.
Tony's fantastic, though.
Surely. I was hoping for a fantastic. We saw a little bit of it, I believe, you know, over in high school. We've seen a little bit of it, I believe, last week as well. Swimbert, though, going into this very important second point here. They do have a lot of ultimates to play with. At the end of their own from Healak could be good. As well, the Amplifier. So, you know, we could see a very fast pop Demon at the end into the Amplifier. And that would be like a ton of upfront explosive damage that Monash's comp is going for. And we can see a little bit of a mirror. We're seeing actually Hawkeye walking up here. Using that ultimate to just try and get a little bit of chip early on into the side of Monash. They're actually forcing back. Point goes to Swinburne.
Yeah, looking good from Swinburne here, playing around the Demon in the end as well. Going to spread their reach, enable the damage. Dixon, great with the response though. Final Judgment, looking to lock it in. Acacia, good with the Eternal Bond, trying to hold it down. A Meteor to try and shut them out, not happening. Assassin's Focus coming out as well though. Trading blow for blow here. Huge commitment from Swinburne. They do bring it back though with the BRB, but Cassia, the next victim there, and Joji on a rip and tear again against the double KO. The show's not done though. They're looking to see if they can capture anyone else around the corner. But all they need to do now, support their teammates and continue to give it their best.
Yeah, continuing their best foot forward. Monash put the point pretty quickly. Swinburne, no initial percentage. Probably what they're after right now. Barry trying to hold the front line up here with the Strange. Spider-Bang has gone to the all reliable. Is going to be champion Hella in play. Spider-Bang, what they were known for in seasons previous, and why not bring back all reliable? Wosh going to be coming around here. It's probably another flank demon at the end to come out, while actually going to find Spider-Bang. Joji's found the Hawkeye. The BRB brings one back. It is going to be Spider-Bang, and Wosh is like, all right, maybe I'm just going to group up. No flank play to be found here. Pikachu. The rest, though, it's a little bit of a split maneuver here from Swinburne, and I don't know if that's what they're after. They're walking one after the other into the lying hands of Monash, who are just able to pincer them from all sides on the point.
Yeah, snapping the trap wholly and truly their tone. So Monash going to be happy with this stage of the clash here, and ready to give it their all. So take it slow and steady, look to stall it out for the moment. Already pushing past the 60% mark here. And Swinburne looking to run it back themselves, but already Dixon 99 does find a one there. Good start, brought back with the BRB though, so that puts that on cooldown for the time being. Swinburne certainly can look to burn their way forward as well though. I think they're trying to go for an Agamotto.
Yeah.
Here we go, boom, lockdown and dropped in.
Yeah, beautifully set up there, and Spider-Bang with 3. Beautifully set up by you, Strange. Barry finding that Agamotto angle. The Monash weren't expecting. You never think like a Stranger's just gonna be walking to the left, especially with how Swinburne have been playing this Strange. It's very front and holding down that front line. Monash, unfortunately, getting taken out there, but you know, a few ultimates to play with as they walk it back. Pikachu is gonna have to secure up that space once again. We're gonna see Raging Royal Frush from Rin Lashida. He's going to be cracking impact immediately from Joji, but the Amplifier actually nulls it all there. Swinburne go early with their ultimates, and they are going to be rewarded. Meteor's not going to hit as hard as you'd like, Pikachu. You're going to have to walk back to the spawn. Monash are sent once again.
Yeah, I gotta love the impact. Some of these ults coming through there, really forcing their hand onto this one, and Swinburne getting dangerously close here. Threw out the Eternal Bond at the ready, got us depth as well, so certainly some good solutions, but I mean, both sides have a lot of good solutions here. The boundary can be used to just sustain through, respond to the Eternal Bond there. There's a lot that they can cook up out of this, especially the Demon of the End. Speaking of, they are looking to go straight for it. Wosh goes first here, bursting past, rockets down, looking to lock it in, forcing out the Eternal Bond as well. Oh, they almost got another KO. Will be good on the delayed boundary here. Goddess of Death still going to be available on both sides, but no, they burn through the boundary. Hawkeye goes down. Good Goddess of Death coming out on both sides here. Who's going to be able to be the true Goddess of Death? We'll find out in a second. Spider-Bang does get shot out of that form, and now burned away by Dixon 99, bringing it back though with a BRB. Tony Joji got on a rip and tear again, but the battle still rages on.
The battle rages on. Point flip for Monash, and Well, Portal might have to come in pretty quickly from Swinburne to 98 to 99. Overtime is secured there, so the Portal will get put out. Barry over to the Venom to stall. Now they're just going to play a little bit of hopscotch there with that Portal cracking impact from Joji. He like going to be walking off the point, and Swinburne will surrender the second point of Hell's Heaven. 2-0 here for Monash. The Super Soldier Factory claimed. Well, though, that was a little bit closer. Matt, 99 to 99. Swinburne, probably showing that they got some fight in them there, but again, Monash just proving undeniable. Joji, once again, MVP on his tried and trusted Winter Soldier.
You gotta love the GOAT bringing out the GOAT hero. So, always fun to see a Joji bringing out one of their absolute best heroes there and doing it alongside their brothers in arms. So, very happy with the result of the first map, I'm certain. But, you know, there's still more maps ahead of us, Tony. We've seen Thebes already tonight. Maybe we see it again. Who knows? I'm very excited for what else is going to be in store, though.
Yeah, it should be exciting. Thebes, of course, we've seen as well. Close contested museum, like we saw last week. So
not museum.
Not museum. I know you.
Stay away.
You shuddered a little
no
bit
more.
when I uttered those words. But yeah, it was.
I get nightmares.
Get nightmares. There's a lot of convoy maps though in the pool that could be brought to play here, but Swinburne, unfortunately, just wasn't theirs there on Hell's Heaven. Have to give them credit though. They messed around a little bit there with the team ups. Of course, we got to see Spider-Bang as well on the Hella. We got to see a little bit of Hawkeye action as well from both sides. So hopefully get to see a little bit more Hawkeye. I know you like that one, Matt.
Yeah, we love Hawkeye. Bring out more Hawkeye. Yeah, bring him in Ignite. Bring it all, Tony. We want Hawkeye on the main circuit. We want Hawkeye every day. That's it. Yeah, combine Hawkeye with the cloak, get those one-shot KOs basically, make it happen. Hawkeye stocks are up, baby. Bring them back, you know? We got the Widow stocks, it's time for the Hawkeye stocks. That's where the real stocks are at, Tony. And I want to see it right now. Oh, man can dream. We always love a bit of hopium, don't we? Just like my predictions in Ignite. God save us. But we are going to be moving on to another map of fun very, very soon, everybody. Keen to see how it goes as we move on to Yggdrasil Path.
I don't know how to feel about that one. I've seen a one-sided hold on Yggdrasil Path just last week, so I worry. Yggdrasil Path has that making of like very dominant defense from teams, especially teams at the top of the table. That just have so much experience playing Yggdrasil, of course, in Ignite, or, of course, in the university competition. But, of course, looking at the bans once again, Mantis away from both sides. Cloak and Dagger locked in here for Swinburne. Probably going to give that one over to Golem, who is hovering it for the moment. And for Monash, it's like, realistically, they don't have to do a lot of adaptation in this ban draft. It's really on Swinburne to identify what was strong about that last one and take it away here from Monash.
Yeah, I'm curious at what they are going to seek out here, as they certainly looked pretty confident coming into a map such as that one there, and you get to see what else that they can do as well, as Black Cat is going to hit the Protect this time around. So Joji looking to play into one of their other heroes this time. I like how they have a bit more flexibility and options now. So, you know, we did see them push straight back onto the Bucky there, but now we'll be able to assort themselves in to the melee-based duelist instead.
Yeah, it's interesting that they get the Black Cat through as their first save, not going to be going for the mag save. And this actually allows Swinburne to ban the mag if they would like to. They're going to take away the Venom from Wosh. They're going to start targeting Wosh. I saw the Cap Hopper. Are we starting to target Wosh now? We target Joji, didn't work first map. Now we're like, all right, let's take away Wosh's pool. But Wosh can play everything too, so it's like, what do you ban?
Yeah, we're just going to ban every hero in the game, Tony.
Yeah, take it away from both Joji and Wosh. They don't get
they're
to
going to have to play secret hero Galacta.
Ooh. Do we maybe...
Can you imagine?
I'd like to see it. Galacta could be cool.
I think it'd be interesting if they made like a game mode, right?
Yeah.
They made Galacta like a boss alongside Galactus, you know?
Yeah. Hey, next PvE mode coming up. Could be.
Done.
Either way.
Maybe next year. We got the road to Doomsday this year.
Yeah.
You know? Maybe next year we see that.
Hopefully.
Who knows? Maybe there's a secret interaction in our Ultron mode right now. You don't know till you know. What we do know is Loki is available. And will be protected.
Yeah. Mag one-sided for Monash, and yes, Swinburne saving Loki. Thing. Taken away there. Alright. I don't mind that. Things like actually kind of a little bit of a sleeper pick. Even if Dive's like not crazy prominent at the moment, things still hits hard. Like, especially very similar to Mag. Both of them got like a lot of extra like upfront damage in this this season 9, season 9.5 patch that's hit. It feels like Vanguard's overall deal a ton more damage, a ton more upfront. For the likes of Swinburne saving Cloak and Loki. Going to be rocking with one of them. We're going to be seeing Luna bury onto the Emma, and well, for Monash, Goji Black Cat.
Gotta love it, Tony. We'll see what the Black Cat can do here with the calling card come out. You don't know. Do you know? But what we do know is our teams are going to be preparing themselves for battle, ready to saddle up and lock it in. It's the battle of the Lunas, the battle of the Cloaks, the battle of everything here. The Hood, you name it, they have it. Only subtle differences between our team compositions this time around, but what we are certain of is our teams are about to hit the ground running and gunning here. Swinburne looking to earn this one immediately. See, we can land the first blow for now, as Monash are already dealing a ton of punishment in the neutrals here.
Yeah, a ton of punishment coming out. Sparta already finding Dixon. Sparta also checking behind because Joji is lying in wait in the background, and dash on there. Sparta has to be careful. Two players marked up by Joji, just collecting coins right now. Trying to find the reset for a dash. We'll be able to get away with the Helm of Hades. Monash, good strong hold there. Even the fact that they lost Dixon early, they're still able to bounce back and control that space. Luna gonna be taken out. Joji just moving so effortlessly through this backline.
Yeah, such grace to clear the space here, and prepared for what else could unfold too. As everyone holds each other back in the choke point this time. Golomio could be the one to go first though. Burst ahead for Swinburne here. He'll get a bit of trouble as well. Golomio doing all the counter claps coming out from a while as well. And there you go. It's on the board. They're going to be popped dropped here. Not going to be able to match it so far for Monash, so they are looking to fall back. They can match it with the dance floor soon, but I mean, the fact that they just sustained through that whole ult and didn't lose anything is really great, but they are looking to take that space back now right towards the end here. So I like the patience from Monash under this one. They played their cards right, concede a little bit of space, and now look to try and commit back to wipe it up. And Wosh, while we'll be able to style it up, a triple KO for Wosh there. Joji on the double while getting one of their own. So a complete team wipe in the works there, and maybe more to follow.
Yeah, calling card from Joji. Will be running out, but great. Even to the end there from Wosh, just identifying how to win that fight out. While walks up with the fate, everybody walks on through with it. And Joji, once again, we see it. Black Cat, very prominent on this dive. Does have that mag bubble as well. The bulwark to keep Joji safe and able to walk out. Wosh will charge up, and the passive Meteor is going to come out early here. As we try to see if we can find that invis to get rid of the boundary. Eternal Bond's going to go up, but Wild's going to be sniped out by Spider-Bang. Grasps the curve back behind the corner. He's going to see there, though, the Cloak getting aggressive with the Hood team up there. Rin Lashida helping Joji out for the quad.
Yeah, well done, well played. A great teamwork coming through from them and theirs there, Mr. Tony. Swinburne got their work cut out for them. I think they can definitely make a huge combination here. The fact that they have Agamotto into the Demon at the end there could be a combo in of itself, but I mean, they can also clear space with Psionic Seduction here. So I like the capabilities, and they're gonna have to force them. You know, they do have Eternal Bond in sec as well, so if they want to go heavily for this first checkpoint contention and try and commit to it, this could be exactly what they need. But Dixon99 going first here. We are forcing out the Eternal Bond this time around. A trade for trade in the beginning, but there could be more on the other side of this.
Yeah, Psionic actually forcing everybody from Monash to walk back, but nobody going to be seduced there by Emma Frost. And we're going to be seeing Devil at the end here for Elak, trying to get some damage through. Does still have 4 bullets there to fire off. Damage is dealt. Demon the end back from Wosh. Demon the end on top of Demon the end. Long range shots pop through from Wosh there. And Joji able to collect the KOs on the softened up targets here. It's going to be Agamotto in the backside there from Cassia. Both strategists down here from the side of Monash. They're going to have to be careful. With Swinburne, they're now fighting for life. It's Sparta and Cassia on this mission vehicle to try and continue the cart forward. Wosh able to find one. Wosh is the only one here. Portal's coming out from Dixon in the meantime. Wosh is just trying to play for time. Dixon's back. Everybody's here from Monash. The regenerative runes coming out. And he's going to be the calling card from Joji. Going to have to go big here. Joji can't find the pick. It's Wild taken out first.
Taken out first and looking to burst ahead of it for now. Joji doing the best they can to shut down the strategists here, but it just ain't happening. Meteor gets dropped, popped, and rolled away. OT timer primed up. Was good to go for a while, but not today. Swinburne at long last will be able to push their way in and take it.
Yeah, 2 minutes extra on the clock here for Swinburne. 2 minutes 30 specifically for Monash. I felt like it was not like them. They just kind of threw a lot of members at the cart, not specifically together where we normally see Monash thrive. And it was a little bit scattered of an approach, and well, for Swinburne, it pays off. They get themselves an extra 2 minutes 30 to push. Going to be rounding halfway to that second checkpoint pretty quickly. Fate is up here for a while. Joji's found 2 in the back. The strategist Gore and Swinburne just will slowly crumble from there. We'll have to think about the next fight.
Yeah, think about the next fight and already sink our teeth into it. Let's see what else they can do here. It's Monash. Quite a good opening there, but to shut the case for the moment. Wait up for the next form of counterattack here. As the deep wrap team up comes into full effect now, Spider-Bang can get the full effect of that, because when they get into the Goddess Death form there, they will be able to bring out undead squids with every single impact, whether they hit or not. So that can be a huge way to try and press your enemy out of position there and just get a crap ton of damage all the meanwhile.
Yeah, crap ton of damage coming out here from Monash. Wosh in the end, okay. Let's go, and Joji already fighting one of the Sparta Bang. Wosh is now behind them. Going to be seeing Proteus coming out from Barry. Fate here from Weil, as Dixon up here gonna get blocked out by Cassia on this Stranger. I have to give credit to the Strangers from Swinburne here, really good at blocking Dixon's Goddess of Death coming through. Calling card from Joji on the Sparta Bang. Now on to the rest of the backline. Team at the end from here. I'm going to keep everybody safe from Joji's reign of tyranny in their backline. Meteor going to be trying to absorb the bullets here coming out from the team at the end and slam down onto Golemio. Pikachu has his mark found.
Mark found and hit the ground there. More to follow from Pikachu as well. On for the triple KO. And looking to follow suit with even more. Doctor Strange gonna be taken away. Good quad for Pikachu there. More and more try and stall the mission area. Try and stall the mission vehicle, but they can only do so for so long. OT timer running its course, trying to swing in. It's too little, too late. Shut the gate on that one, and Monash hold firm.
Yeah, good hold. Monash only letting one through from Swinburne. Only 55 meters towards that second point. Very doable for a team like Monash now. But I have to give credit to Swinburne. It went to OT, and they were able to push that one across the line, get themselves a little bit further. And now we're going to be seeing them toss around here with that Deep Wrath team up that we haven't got to see in a while. And Matt, it definitely makes Hella a little bit more of a threat. The enhanced, not really necessary. I was going to say just the fact that you have that ability to get some extra squids in play and get some extra chip damage out. Spider-Bang would be feeling pretty good going into this next state of affairs. Monash will be off of the Luna here, while over to the Jubilee now.
Yeah, looking to make some big changes there, Tony. And I do enjoy the fact that they do have the enhanced effect, because obviously you get the extra undead squids there. You know, I think that it adds that bit of spice that Hella's ultimate kind of needed in a way, because, you know, you think about a lot of the time, the tale as old as time, right? You use Goddess of Death, Doctor Strange just walks up to you and just sits there meditating with the Seraphim shield, or one in the same. You know, you see, you're up in the sky and Angela just aura walks their way up, a shield in place, and just stares you down. And it's just so demoralizing.
Yeah. I'm like, what could I do? If I'm going against that, what could I do? We're going to be seeing Hilak immediately taken out a little bit too far forward there. Trying to use that Elsa movement. Trying to show off. And Monash, they don't like show-offs. They're happy to humble Swinburne right now, as we'll see. Urging out around the back side of things. Thinking about grabbing the Tablet of Destinies. I don't think we grabbed the tablet here. I normally see that will get picked up by your Black Cats, and unless they're going for an insane play. Wosh getting out insane amounts of damage, Matt. This guy just shoot too good. Too much damage comes out. Dixon and Wosh. It's going to be a double from Wosh and Joji, actually. Dismantling Swinburne. Portal's not even going to be... I guess they can't even really get it off. Cassie's the first one out of spawn. He's going to try and go for it. Joji can't really disrupt it. Joji's going to get taken out.
Yeah, taken out down the water spout here, but could be more around the corner now. Cassia desperately trying to hold on to this. Did portal forward to try and contest, but I mean, not having the majority of your forces there to sustain you as well is not going so great at all. It allows so much freedom for Monash here. Swinburne almost certainly in an issue of places here.
Yeah, they got the long spawn. There's nothing they can do. They don't have portal. Unless one of them can try and touch Desperation from the Thor. Barry's just trying to get on, but it's shut down. Wild's like, nope. Snowball, bang, left click. Monash will wrap it 2-1 here on Yggdrasil. 2-0 in the series, Matt. Yeah, I have to give credit though to Swinburne, right? You know, they're going from strength to strength throughout the weeks of competition and slowly starting to piece together the remnants of a few maps here or there.
Yeah, I liked how close they made it feel for a lot of points there, and I enjoyed some of the things that they were bringing out. You know, they tried to get a little bit more creative with some of their team compositions. Some things worked, some things didn't, but at least it's a learning experience overall. You know, I think from some of your most insane and intense defeats can really battle harden you into the greatest warrior. So, you know, in the future, we certainly could see some more amazing things from Swinburne, but we'll see how things go. Right now, though, we look to send our way towards a break while we get the stakes set high, heading towards our next matchup. Find out where we're going right after this. welcome back, everybody, to the AEL University Elite Series, proudly brought to you by Matsy and 2Tap Tony. We are going to have some absolute thrillers on the way, Tony. We've had 2 so far. Why not have another? Bring me another banger series. RMIT taking on Adelaide Uni in our next best of 3. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, it should be an exciting one. RMIT, it is going to be Air Ninja Netra, Daniel, not Daredevil, Daniel, Gillies, Untitled, and Nenobo.
It'd be funny if they played Daredevil.
Hey, they might. It might be named
You're
after it.
manifesting it now.
Yeah, no, I'd like to see it. Adelaide Uni, it's Mr. Sampton, Munchduck, Oblivious, Destroyer, Purple, and Beast. Yeah, Adelaide Uni, as I alluded to about Swinburne, you know, one of those teams that's getting there slowly. You know, they're starting to work it out a little bit, and you know, these later stages, these later weeks could definitely look to see them find some success here.
See if success is on the way. There's one thing I note, Tony. RMIT are playing, but there's no smiles. Could this be a nerf or a buff? We'll find out once we get into this one. Magneto is going to be protected this time around. I reckon Smiles isn't here because it's his birthday. Happy birthday, Smiles, everybody.
Happy birthday to Smiles. Yeah. He's off having his birthday celebrations, man.
For sure. Happy birthday, Smiles. Gotta love it. But what we do gotta love is our Mirror Force ban line right now in the draft here. Going to be absolute mirrors for both teams so far. Will that be the case in a second? Let's find out.
Yeah, we'll see if they can keep it up. Both teams, of course, keeping Mag. Black Cat going to get taken away here. I'm seeing Daniel as well hover that Wolf mat, so I don't think we'll be seeing Daredevil, especially if the Wolf gets let through. Black Cat, of course, taken away from Adelaide Uni. Viz going to be taken away here for RMIT. Don't want to have to deal with those boundaries that we've seen so far tonight be actually quite to the detriment of the team that doesn't have that boundary.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult, you know, because the boundary is relied upon a lot. It's one of your, I guess, favorites in terms of your strategist ultimates there, just due to the utility it has, you know, cutting off that vision, the line of sight there definitely has its impacts alongside the healing and slow benefits as well. Speaking of benefits, the benefit of the dance floor is no more. Every single ban from RMIT has been a strategist. They want to ban the whole damn strategist lineup, so then there's only duelists and vanguards remaining. They don't want heals, Tony. They want just bloodbaths.
Yeah, they want the fights. They want everything to happen for them. One-sided invis, and we'll see when it's solved. Save here for Adelaide Uni. Should be interesting to see, or RMIT, what they opt to go for. Air Ninja, of course. Happy to fill a lot of the roles Air Ninja we've seen, especially, you know, an Ignite caliber player, Ignite level player, has shown a lot of flexibility. You know, he's happy to play Vanguard, but also can pick up to the other roles if necessary. Netra as well is normally a Vanguard player, but can play other things as well, apparently. That's a Lord Heller.
I think Netra's just the GOAT, Tony.
Yeah, he might be.
I think that one of the issues that the RMIT squad in particular has faced through
a lot of Vanguard players.
Correct. Yes. It's just a team filled with Vanguard players. It's a struggle to find out who's going to fill on what. I mean, we've got Air Ninja on Rocket, for God's sake. Like,
yeah.
I think that's temporary. It's certainly not permanent, but oh my God, if it is.
No. They're giving Wolverine the jump pack, so he can get some good kidnaps here. And I'm excited to see Daniel. The scoop tech here. I'm excited to see Daniel on this champion Wolverine. Netra showed us the Lord Heller, but is going to be on the Elsa, because the Elsa's up, why not? And for the side of AU, again, a lot of front end. Bucky, Punisher, and the Hood.
There's a lot of potential around that, isn't there? You know, especially being able to play around the bionic hook there. Oh my goodness, look at that, Tony. Hook, line, and sinker straight to your back line. Not going to matter though. Oblivious is back with the BRB, but the fact they got that proc off early is big. RMIT can play off that, and further KOs will be wondrous, and they've already found a one. So a good start, shutting down one of the key vanguards there and following it up for two. So the whole front line has been decimated here, and it means Adelaide Uni are going to have to skate their way back as quick as they can.
They're going to be escaping as quick as they can. Percentage builds for RMIT. Devil Diner here for Ewan. And we'll see the new little big costume here with Ewan. We're walking up as a fuzzy dino. Mr. Sam's are going to get kidnapped. And there, Daniel. Damn, Daniel.
That's a Jeffosaurus Rex if I've ever seen one, Tone, and very eager to see what they can achieve with it. Thornlash walls come up for now. Just looking to wait patiently. On the outside here, RMIT doing a good job to glide ahead on the capture percentage. Speaking of, Mr. Sampton now bringing out the Kraken impact, and they are going to feel the impact of RMIT. Absolutely bracing themselves for impact and taking complete control of the situation there. So good teamwork coming out from Gillies and Untitled 404 there. The strategist lineup enabling KOs for their team on the other side of that one. So RMIT now getting closer and closer here, Tyrone, and the mission area is almost done and dusted. It makes me wonder, like, is Adelaide's only saving grace a potential portal play to force them onto the mission area, or how do they overcome this?
I feel like maybe they have to tinker in this composition a little bit. They're struggling to walk up here. We're going to be seeing struggling in prison. Maybe it's just RMIT playing that little bit better. Daniel scooping up a triple. And percentage now goes to 90. Adelaide Uni might have to think about a portal, but I don't even think they're going to be given the possibility. Ewan's going for it. Daniel flying through air, and he's going to shut down the portal. Netra able to find the shots there, and it's going to be all wraps for that one. RMIT, they show their flexibility. It doesn't matter that they have 50 million Vanguard players on the roster. Daniel is here to put on a show tonight.
The show must go on, and they will put on a perfect show for sure. Will Adelaide be able to adapt to now, though? You know, I thought they'd go for a portal, but unfortunately for them, there's no protection around that portal, and it does get rejected by RMIT accordingly. So, great work from them and theirs there, and we move on up to the next point of contention as well. RMIT ready to rumble, ready to stumble into this one. But, Tony, in terms of Adelaide's composition, you know, you said that it looked like there was something wrong. What would you change here, if anything, out of their lineup right now?
That's a good question. I feel like we need probably strategists that can lock up the Wolf as they dive. Maybe we need a Luna. Might be a hot take, but I think we might need a Luna here to shut down the Wolf. Is that banned? Yeah. Like, they just need, like, the answer to the Wolf, realistically. RMIT, it's like, the rest of them are playing well. No discredit there. But, like, the Wolf is really running amok in their backline and just kind of throwing them out of the, I guess, like, they're throwing them into discombobulation here.
Yeah, it gets all higgledy-piggledy, doesn't it? You know, I feel like, personally, a change towards something like an Elsa could be helpful for them. Or, yeah, just something else that can really help deal with the situation there, you know? Like, and Ninja's running absolutely crazy as well, but if they had, yeah, something like the Elsa with the traps there, maybe even combine that alongside a Bucky, for example. Yeah, some of those bionic hooks through. Just something, you know, to try and stop them in place there, at least on the Jules front. Would be great. You don't know till you know, Tone. What you do know is that RMIT are inflicting the pain and bringing the punishment straight towards them once again.
And controlling the space, like, it's just RMIT feeling free to walk where they please. Purple on the Punisher, taking a little bit of damage here. Gillies, keeping everybody out of harm's way for RMIT. When have you ever seen like a Magneto just that not scared to take a fight against the Devil Dino? Final Judgment coming out, Meteor immediately in and just trying to get the early dunk in. But RMIT are slowly losing members. Meteor coming back here from Mr. Sam to slam on Achilles. Got death going to be coming through here from Oblivious, trying to shut down Netra on his Goddess of Death. Both going to shake hands. Netra's fired at the crowd. Oh, Netra! It's Oblivious as he falls back to earth, and he'll send him 6 foot under.
Might even follow up with more than just that, Tony. See what else they can do in a second, though. So hold back for a second and have to wait patiently. Adelaide Uni are going to have their first taste of success here and might have it stolen from them immediately. With Feral Leap coming out, sweeping up Mr. Samter there. Not looking to be brought back either, so unfortunate for the Adelaide Uni side. Devil East Rampage are going to lay stampede to this one. C-Boy coming into play as well. Adelaide Uni bringing out everything they can here, frankly, but it's just not enough. Well, it is enough, apparently, as they shut down the last stand just as it's about to go.
Just as it's about to go. Again, Netra getting the difference onto Oblivious. You see why? Netra's been putting in the hours, apparently, behind the scenes with the Helon, normally known for his Vanguard play. But, yeah, Scan feels at home, especially in this meta right now. He's going to be Strangling Prison coming out, actually, from Nonobo. Locks him up. But, Daniel getting shut down. It is going to be a trade from Air Ninja. Nobo getting a ton of damage here. It feels like the Devil Dino's maybe the issue here, Matt, as well. Devil Dino can't really get up in the face of RMIT with all this front end chip damage. Netra finding another on a purple. No T's ticking. Out of the Uni trying to touch, and they secure it for a little bit. And locked up RMIT in a pretty quick succession here. Take L's Heaven.
Well done, well played to the M&As there, and very eager to see what else is going to be on a track. Moving forward from here as RMIT take a commanding pursuit into the beginning of this one, Tony, and looking so far so good. Yeah, that's one of the newer Magneto costumes there, just battered up, you know, they've war-torn. Yeah. Yeah, they've certainly haven't skipped leg day, that's for sure.
Absolutely. And
that's inspiration, Tony, right there.
Yeah, that's inspiration to hit the gym a little bit more, Matt. But yeah, slapping away the Devil Dino that Ewan tried to rock there. And with Adelaide Uni, I feel like maybe, we go back to the drawing board. Maybe the Devil Dino is probably not the play that they're after right now, especially with the fact that Mag's running rampant. We've got a new Vanguard as well running rampant in the hood. A lot of upfront damage that the Devil Dino can't really shield.
Yeah, it's just not quite sustainable enough, is it? Like, you know, maybe you go for something like, I don't know, the hood even. You know, use some of that frontal just shielding there. Could even play into a whole other direction. Like maybe, you know, you can utilize the Seraphim shield on a Strange, maybe have a Frost. There's a lot of things you can kind of bring out here. But what they do bring out will be tested in this second map. It's Tony's all-time favorite. We're taking another night into the museum here, Tony. We're ready to lock in on the Mantis bands.
I wouldn't mind spending a night at this museum, man. It's a lot of cool things to look at here. And Mantis are going to be mirror bands here for both sides. My question is, Adelaide Uni, what do we opt to go for here? Maybe we take away Mag. We take the Mag for ourselves here. It's a pretty standard one so far. Probably see RMIT, Gambit immediately, Mantis Gambit. It's interesting, you know, of course, we spoke about this last week, that Mantis is now taking up the spot of Gambit in terms of the band draft order. But Gambit's still, like, good enough to, like, ban second.
Yeah, it still has its time in the sun there. It still has its impact, albeit it isn't as impactful as before. There's still plenty that they can do with it into the here and now. Speaking of, they have denied Wolverine this time around. Don't want to deal with that again on the Adelaide side. So fair enough, you know, I think Wolverine, definitely a great space clearer there. Managing to just isolate KOs for their team. and do a lot through that. But for now, our next set of bans comes out. I'm going to see a Gambit mirrored now. Loki going to follow up, and we get another protector for RMIT.
Another protects. What do they opt to keep here? Venom is an interesting one. Adelaide Uni, of course, taking away that wall. Pretty starstruck from Daniel after that last one. Loki actually going to be the keep here for RMIT. So maybe we see some what's the word? Spawn hole composition here. Triple with the Adam Loki. Could be annoying to deal with, especially on Museum, where it's like very corner-centric. You have to take up a lot of space here. RMIT, especially, you know, on that defense with the Loki, could hold that space pretty effectively.
Yeah, I'm keen to see how it plays out for them. I like how they pondered upon the Venom as well, because Venom certainly is quite powerful on Museum. With all the open space there, they can just dive into the backline pretty freely, you know, and set up a lot of plays for their teams. So they certainly thought that one through, but it looks like they didn't even need to get a protect onto Venom, because it's not even banned at all. They've more focused on the strategists again on the Adelaide side there, and very keen and curious to see what else will go now. RMIT almost certainly shutting out Invisible Woman at this time, so there you go again, a full strategists, full gone. And we look to move on to our hero selection now, albeit RMIT. The one difference there is Wolverine is banned for them, so they can't play that, but Adelaide can.
Yeah, Adelaide could bring out the Wolf if they want to. And yeah, expected. Loki, Adam, Groot, Petty, triple. RMIT, the first side defense. They get the luxury of having a little bit of getting in the heads, maybe, of Adelaide Uni. Adelaide Uni, of course, we're going to be seeing Ewan now on the hood. No Devil Dino this time around. Purple Elsa as well. We've seen Elsa be pretty good as of late, especially with the poke meta. Elsa's good at getting charged up pretty effectively and being an absolute nuisance to deal with, especially in these poke compositions where, you know, Elsa doesn't have to worry about getting dived all too much.
Yeah, they're going to be just fine. You know, obviously don't have to worry about it as prominently this time around, but I do like what RMIT is bringing here. You know, you spoke on a triple composition. They've gone full spawn hold on it. They have Root at the ready, they have Penny at the ready, and they have the resurrection potential of the gods, essentially. This is like the god tier spawn hold lineup, Tony, and RMIT are bringing that. So I'm very interested in how Adelaide will try and persevere to push through this.
Yeah, this is going to be a battle of endurance and perseverance for Adelaide Uni. Well, Title 404 fighting the first KO. Integer getting a ton of value out of that Scarlet team up there. The hood, of course, looking like the Scarlet going to be trying to shift away. Netra with the mine and then the follow-up. Able to find two. Adelaide Uni now already changing up the flavor of what they want to bring to the table. Fall from Mr. Sampter. This is going to be an interesting one here, but we're losing a minute on the clock. Just trying to, like, work out how to beat RMIT, and, like, it's a really hard question to answer right now because the comp is so hard to deal with, and just with how spaced back RMIT are playing, you can't really get on top of them.
Yeah, you really can't get through that at all, right? Because they have ample coverage. They're able to just take ownership of the space here. I like the Moon Knight change up. I don't know if it's going to be the answer, though. Got a Thunder coming around the back now. Might allow them to crack through there. Dead Daniel in a bit of trouble. And Ninja can look to fight back. But Dead Daniel does pop the cocoon there. And speaking of, here we go. Gonna Bond might get dropped down. No, not today. Gonna be able to make a play. Seaboy A gonna be clearing space as well. So good to put that on a delay. And Novo does have the Strangling Prison as well. Here to see the Cotton Shoe coming down as well. So we'll see the Spider Sweep as well. Everything looking to be locked down here. We'll see Air Ninja go down, come back up with the BRB there. Comic Revival is at the ready as well if things get a little too uncomfortable for RMIT. But I mean, they're still sustaining through this. No
Oh,
matter how many of them get KO'd, Tony, they're holding on.
Yeah, they're holding on. They've got the res too. They've got the God of Mischief as well if they want to double up on the res. Netra's just juggling Oblivious there for so long. It's rough to see there for Adelaide Uni. Of course, almost getting to that first point. Ooh, great bionic hook there from Oblivious. Well, yeah, Ninja down. He's trying to get his way back up there, but of course can't take the stairs in that fashion. Oblivious though needs to be careful, getting a little bit too aggressive. He's fishing for some hooks now. Does have that Kraken impact. A few ultimates to play with Adelaide Uni. But as I said, RMIT, double res available if they want to go for it. So they're just going to be playing safe around this corner out of harm's way.
Yeah, but Harm has gone straight to them with the Handicon shoe coming down there and a Kraken impact alongside it. We'll see. It's time for the Demon of the End there, and they put an end to all strategists.
Oh.
Everybody falls there for Ewan and Mr. Scepter. Will we see a portal to try and stifle their efforts, stop them in their tracks? Yes, we will. Will it come out though? No! Not in time. Nonobo switches straight back, so unlucky, too little, too late. They're going to have to skate their way back to hold on to this next one.
Yeah, can't get the portal off. Unfortunate, it just is the way it happens. Well, for Adelaide Uni, they get a little bit more time to push on through. Again, they're going to be playing aggressively on the high ground here over towards the right-hand side if you're looking at it from RMIT's POV. We're going to be seeing Nobo onto the Venom and Ninja walking up with the Mag. He's just in the face of the hood. He's just not really scared of what that character can do and what that hero can dish out in terms of the damage. And that's just, I guess, like how RMIT have been playing. Not really scared of Adelaide Uni. And Ninja finds two. God of Thunder not going to land anything either. The picks are going to RMIT as Netra secures another two.
Be more to follow in a second here. Hold back for the time being. Gonna break out with more. Or ults available and maybe more to follow up, and Ninja good for it. Following up with Netra there, and they'll lock in on a more. Nonobo ready, waiting, skates their way forward. Welcome back, everybody! Today, your University Elite Series with Matsy and Tap Tony. We're coming at you live for the next one on the track. It's you, Sid, taking on Macquarie Crimson. Coming at ya with a fiery flair. You know they dare to be greater. They dare to be the best. And who's going to represent them right now, Tony?
Yeah, it's going to be you, Sid, first off for you. That Dude Bacon, Mortizi, Lamau, Sky Dude, Kitsune, and Peace. For the side of Macquarie Crimson, we saw them last week. It's Mero, Lil Curry, Harder, Hypel, Rarimosaurus, and Instant Regret Matin. Of course, we saw a little bit from Macquarie Crimson last week, and it was a lot of shining hope, a lot of, like, interesting plays. Unfortunately, couldn't really get it across the line, but they came pretty close.
Yeah, close as can be, Tony. I'm curious to see if they've locked in over the last week or so. You know, I've always had hope for this Macquarie Crimson team, and keen to see what else they can do today. But for now, we get into the draft. It's time to see the Mantises goodbye, and to see the Magneto say hi. Let's see who else will say bye though.
Gambit is going to be saying goodbye, Matt. So no Mantis Gambit here for Macquarie Crimson. But of course, at least both teams probably going to be getting through those mag saves. Mag, as we've already alluded to tonight, pretty strong pick and pretty hard one to deal with. Especially that Meteor that's just so hard to answer. As a strategist, you worry for that. You're like, all right, where is this Meteor coming from? What are my escape options?
Not much is the short answer there, Tony. Not much. Unless you have some goated vanguards with some amazing shields, then I think that, you know, there's some fantastic things in store there. But you don't know, what we do know is our next bands are going to be coming through right here, right now. And it's going to be Elsa and Wolverine taken away here today. So we'll see the next Protect on its way through now. Who is going to stay? Who is going to go? It's Rocket actually protected by you, Sid. Okay.
Rocket save is not one we normally get to see. Rocket, it's still good, right? It used to be a pretty high priority pick going back into 8.5. But once we got Season 9, there was a lot of other things that kind of took over that priority pick spot. But it seems for you, Sid, they really want to play with that Rocket. They took away the Wolf. In the answer, though, Macquarie take away the Bucky, and the Elsa might be locking the Phoenix. We haven't seen a Phoenix lock in a while either, Matt. So a lot of throwback locks for both of these sides.
It's so nostalgic, isn't it? We'd love to see it. But we'll see what else is going to be banned away. Is Elsa looks to be potentially double locked out this time on Celestial Husk. Curious what is going to be coming through. No, oh, yep, there it goes. So double Elsa, say no more. Interesting to see the Phoenix Protect here. It is very nostalgic, like we said there. So curious to see what else they can do. I guess they're trying to fully enable the team up there for Hypel, playing into the Cyclops. Now, Cyclops doesn't see as much play as they did in 2 seasons previous. Obviously, there's been changes between the seasons there. Some heroes have had some great change-ups, but others maybe not so much. But seeing Cyclops locked in now, it's great because with the base effects, they've got a Ricochet Force, summoning the Phoenix Force, and getting the Sparks to come through there with the Optic Blasts. Obviously, having Spark detonations is going to reduce the cooldown of your Ricochet Force there on your Cyclops as well, having that fully enhanced effect there. So there's a lot more damage potential playing into the Cyclops there alongside the Phoenix, and I think that they're looking to play as bursty as they possibly can here.
Yeah, it's, again, a lot of burst. That feels like the meta, right? Poke, but there's also that potential for that burst. And really liking the Venom as well for Macquarie Crimson. We're going to be seeing a lot of what they can do here. For the side of UCID, though, they'll get that Cloak and Hood team up. So, Could be a lot of bursts as well coming out from them. Of course, a lot of bursts that maybe Macquarie aren't expecting, because you know that Veil comes out very sparingly, and when it does come out, it does a ton of damage. And of course, Macquarie are gonna have to be cautious about that and how they can respond. We see them take up on the high ground here. Sid will get to the middle before Macquarie, so Macquarie gonna have to take a little bit more of a roundabout approach to try and take that space. Neither team dropping down to the point now. Not too Bacon. Gonna get some shots out. Lucario having to use that extra help. Eiffel though, I think a quick pick.
Finding a quick pick and ready to see if they can get more, as that dude Bacon is cooking up a lot. And they're looking to get shot for shot. A double trouble on for 3, make it 4. Let's see who else is out the door as they get a penta KO. Surely no more, right? Surely not. Oh no! It's stolen by Sky Dude. The Squid sealing the deal there. So no Hexa today, Tony.
Yeah, no Hexa today, stolen away, but Sid, that's some early percentage now to their board here. Macquarie gonna have to regather themselves. It was so interesting that you thought they'd snowball that fight. Hyper found that first pick with the Cyclops, but Sid just coming to play here. Macquarie just trying to get in that damage with that Phoenix team up. And there's gonna be Kitsune dropping down to the low ground. BRB's up for whoever falls first from Sid. Actually going to be broken though by Eiffel. Sky Dude finding another shot there onto harder than ever. And the shots were coming back from Hypel, trying to get some chip on the Sky Dude. Now they're going to have to turn their attention to Hypel. Can't really be giving him that freedom to take that angle down onto the low ground. Well, now will poke him away for the moment with those pistols. It is going to be, again, that dude Bacon popping the final judgment.
Popping it, and it seems they're going to be dropping it there, Tony. I'm not sure what's going on. Going for a bit of an aura walk onto that one, it would seem. You know, maybe going for the big walk down memory lane. Feeling a bit too nostalgic about the band draft. I don't know, but I'm sure we're watching absolute cinema every single way here, and that's going to be a great way to follow through for the mission area flip there. So Macquarie Crimson will get their time.
Yeah, Macquarie Crimson get their time. They get that percentage building, and they've got two ultimates to play with for this next fight. Matt, you said they're slowly starting to build theirs up as well. Could see Demon Form come out from Lamau just a second here. Lucario forced off the height. Bounce back on top there. Amplifier coming out here from Houston. It's going to be actually the Phoenix popping that ultimate, getting a ton of explosion damage. Raremosaurus picking one up, but Lucario traded by Kitsune. Houston though running out of members here and running out of pressure there towards the high ground. Macquarie, well played.
Yeah, really impressed with how they've been able to hold it together there, and now stacking up the ult economy well as well. So curious what they can stir together now, as you said. Look to build up their own. Lamau looking to bring out the demon of the end there, and Mero, I love the reaction of bringing out the boundary now. We'll be able to sustain through. Meteor popped immediately. Oh! They dunked on it there. Instant regret into that ult, and we rub salt in the wound with the Goddess of Death. They're bringing out the Undead Squid as well, and then some. Oh, that is beautiful, Tony. What a turnaround.
Yeah, that's quite a turnaround, especially after such a big Meteor hits. And it is not going to be finding any sort of success. Portal's not going to be probably in time there. Harder than ever. Not quite able to get it out. Macquarie lose that first point. Celestial Husk. You said, yeah, that was an interesting one, right? Because it was a lot of them having to fight back from a deficit.
Yeah, there was a lot of them having to fight through, give it their all here, but eventually the hard work will pay off to Tap Tony, and we will move on to the Celestial Codex. Let's see who can take this one for their own right now, because Macquarie Crimson, they were looking strong there. They have the capabilities to flip the mission area, and they could do it all over again here and now. With 3 ults in their tank compared to 0?
Yeah.
I think they've got first dibs on the capture.
You'd hope they've got first dibs on the capture here, but for you said, again, Skydude's been playing really effective here on the Hello, showing out that that Squid team up, you know, you don't need them anymore. You don't need that extra enhancement for that Hella team up for it to be good. Feast of the Abyss here for Lil Curry. And, of course, a lot of potential to just blow up a few members here on to Sid and find some early KOs. That dude Bacon, we're taking on the low ground. He's the one that's going to be walking first there. Don't know if you want your Punisher in that situation. Lil Curry now going to be poking around, scouting for the info, sees the BRB, and Feast of the Abyss will go immediately as well with the Ruby Rage. Matt, the Quarry find themselves some early picks, but Lil Curry goes down.
Goes down and brings it all the way back up. That dude of Bacon is shaking it up all over again. It's Penta, baby! No! It's a Hexa KO, Tony! That dude Bacon redeems himself and will take it all the way to the bank.
Absolutely cinema from that dude Bacon. Perfectly playing the Punisher. Now it's about how you can continue to hold it here. You can have one good fight, one good play, but it's about how much space you can take and how much space you can hold. Now having to walk it back a little bit here. Percentage building up to 30 for you, Sid. Corey now start to make their approach be known. That dude kind of poking away from what he can find. Yes, high clicks there on the Ramosaurus. Between them low, Lil Curry going to be dropping on in harder than ever, hitting some good shots there. Kitsune forced to be revived by the BRB. Well, now, still Lil Curry being a nuisance here. His Venom just so hard to deal with as Hyper just free fires from the back line here. Total Bond going to be coming out of Mortizzi though, so you still have freedom to take a percentage is building from Macquarie.
Percentage growing steadily here and could go even further beyond, but Ensong Inferno now going to be bursting down as well, trying their best to find an out from this situation, but there isn't going to be an out for long. They build up to, okay, 30%. I thought it'd end on 29. No, Lil Curry brings it back for a sec. But you said are now back on track onto this one, and Macquarie Crimson trying to find a way forward.
Yeah, they're trying to put their best foot forward. Do have still a few ultimates to play with. Do have that Ruby Rage back up for Hyper. Lil Curry with the Feast as well. The Meteor's up. They're just going to have to be very cautious about their approach. Getting that diamond out. Some good chip damage here. Ruby Rage coming. Well fight actually, Peace. Right, seduction though onto Lil Curry trying to lock them up. The Sky Dude find the shots on through. That dude Bacon once again. It's final judgment, but the Meteor immediately instant regret, getting so much value out of these mag Meteors here, and now the Cloak has to be careful. It's a double from instant regret, and it's Macquarie flipping the point at 90 here for you, Sid.
Yeah, we'll be able to fight back almost at the final stretch there, so it'll be a great turnaround for Macquarie Crimson here. You said though, they've still got a bit of time to cook up. They can still look to fight this one back and see how they stack up momentarily here. They slowly but certainly carve their way forward. Macquarie Crimson on the back foot here. Hyper goes down. That dude Bacon will be able to open the account again. A Feast of the Abyss are coming around the back, but it's the Goddess of Death now on the counter attack. Oh my goodness. Trying their best to just stop them, but they're all getting dropped down one after the other here. So unfortunate for Macquarie Crimson. The only hope they might have is a Strange Portal, and it looks like they are going to be changing to Strange. Oh my goodness, they need to get there quicker than that, or they're going to be in big trouble. They need to run right now, and they make it. Carbon Crush though shuts down Marrow.
Yeah, Carbon Crush immediately on a Marrow. Instant regret onto the Atom. Is going to be taken, revived back though. Ramosaurus fighting Kitsune. And Eternal Bond is good for Mortizzi though. You sit, lose a lot of members, but they still have their Hella. They still have Sky Dude hitting shots. Beast though, double on the Rocket Raccoon might be what you sit are after, because now they've got their portal. Lamau going to be popping that one through. Macquarie though, slowly starting to call the point back in their favor. You sit are going to have to walk back. They have committed to the portal. Lamau's going to commit to walking back to the point here. It's going to be Ayabagamoto. Mortizzi already there. The Strange from Lamau trying to shield the strategist, but it's not going to be reality. Mortizzi falls, and so does that dude Bacon. Usid are going to have to reset.
Reset reform and repeat. We'll see if this is going to be their opportunity, their chance here. Kitsune and Co ready to start the show. Get the ball rolling here. Charge forward, dash straight in into the mission area. Oh, they make it right at the final stretch there. They lose Kitsune, they lose that dude Bacon, and they might even lose more. Final Judgment going down with them, but that dude Bacon is back on track here. Does have more around the side. A Feast of the Abyss, though, going to allow them to glide ahead. They don't touch, and it's going to go one more step, Tony. Macquarie Crimson are back in action.
Yeah, they take us to a third. We go to the vault for Celestial Husk. And, well, Codex goes to Macquarie Crimson. What a shutdown there. I believe just getting that one KO onto that dude Bacon as he's in the final judgment just completely won the fight out there for Macquarie. Really good attrition being shown there. Getting that portal back onto the point. Going immediately head first into danger. I saw Raremosaurus, I believe, go out first there for Macquarie. You don't want to see a strategist ever do that, but it pays off. They got out first onto the point, and they were able to flip it back in their favor. And then Usid tried to do the same, but they were a little bit staggered, a little bit too early to that portal play, and it really came to bite them there.
The battle starts in 5, 4,
Yeah, it came to bite them, and it stung. But I gotta admire the tenacity from Macquarie Crimson. You know, against the odds, they continue to fight, and now they ignite the battle one more time, and they saddle up to see if they can do it all over again and take this to the final stretch to take a map in their favor. Will Usid be able to bounce back themselves? Will Macquarie be able to take this one for their own? It all depends on this, and we're off to a banging start from Macquarie because Hypel has found the opening KO.
Yeah, that's a big pickup there. Hypel off of the Cyclops and now onto the Punisher, and Final Judgment's already going to be let through here. Hypel charging that one up quickly and letting those shots ring through. Macquarie Crimson trying to cut that point. It's another from Hypel, double from the Venom. They get a triple from the Venom. Little Curry now using that Phoenix team up to success, and Macquarie Crimson will find that point first.
Find it first, and they are ready to burst ahead with more here. See what else they can imagine, what else they can conjure onto this one. Take it slow and steady now. Diving strike, ready to bite back here. Lil Curry trying their best to stop any impact from that dude Bacon, but they are going to be shaken away by the rest of Usid as well. Up against the wall there, they need to find a way out. But for now, Macquarie Crimson are just doing a fantastic work, but the Heartbreaker is ready to rip them apart.
Yeah, the Heartbreaker comes out, but Lamau's now under threat. Getting a lot of HP back there from the ultimate, but not quite able to find the damage to necessarily deal with Macquarie Crimson. Hypel finding one, Kitsune onto Raremosaurus, and that dude Bacon. Once again, the Final Judgment charged up quickly. Bulwark keep him safe. It's a triple again. That dude Bacon looking for the Penta once more. Quad gonna come through, and it's gonna be more Dizzy stealing away one. There's potential still there. A little Curry going to be floating away. Macquarie Crimson still have the point for the moment, and that percentage is still climbing.
Yeah, you thought Joji was the multi-KO farmer? No,
Yeah.
Tonight it's that dude Bacon, Tony. They're shaking up everything. Sky Dude getting some impact to their own as well. They've been able to find some grand shots with the Goddess of Death, but not this time. Going to be in a bit of hot water this time around, and we'll see at least the Demon bringing out bit of a prowess there. So, love to see that from Lamau. Demonic plays and ready to set their gaze upon more. But Tony, you said do manage to switch it over at the final stretch there. 92% from Macquarie Crimson. It's a steep hill to climb, but you said they're back in line now.
Yeah, back onto it. You said Macquarie at 92%. Final Judgment now here. Back from Hypel. Back to business here for Macquarie Crimson. First one from Hypel. Has to turn around there to find the double. Sky Dude down, and there goes that dude Bacon too. Hypel finding the shots there out of the judgment. Raremosaurus to piece. Lamau just trying to touch and score for time here for the portal to come through from Kitsune. 97% now. Lil Curry trying to get in the mix Can they get the portal off? No, they will not, Matt. It's Macquarie Crimson taking home Celestial Husk in the reverse sweep.
Well done, well played. Macquarie Crimson come out on top. Take away a map in their favor. They start this series so strong. Oh my days, Tony. Did you ever think we would see the day?
I never would have thought it. Macquarie Crimson with that first map. Matt, of course, they've been playing well. They played well last week. We saw a lot of what-if scenarios.
God.
And checking
The finals.
out here, the finals in terms of the punishes for both sides. 26 from that dude Bacon, 18 from Hyper. Lil Curry as well with 16 is pretty impressive. 32k blocked. Doing pretty good work there on the Venom. And yeah, it was just a battle of the punishes for both of these sides. And Hyper, the one to come out on top here on Celestial Husk.
Yeah, the one to come out on top to bring their absolute A game into this one, and see what else will be in store for our teams. So our second map is contemplated, and hopefully haven't cursed us with a museum next. You never know though, Tony, do you?
Yeah, never know. We might
Surely
see
not.
a museum. Surely
Thieves
not.
again, please.
Thieves again could be good. We've seen
We wish.
Yggdrasil already. A lot of good convoy maps though that are in the pool here, and I guess for both these sides, I wouldn't mind a Thebes. It really tests how well a team can adapt, right? Especially with how new Thebes is and how a lot of these teams probably haven't played it. But I believe we will be going to Midtown here for our second one on convoy.
Ooh, Midtown. I'm keen to see how that one goes, Tony. Always love a bit of diversity in terms of the maps being picked all throughout the broadcast and series. So it's great to have a breath of fresh air in that way. You know, we don't just end up in the museum forever, turn into one of the exhibits by the end of it. No, we end up on another point of contact here, and I am super duper keen for this next draft ahead of us.
Yeah, this draft's probably very important because well, what we like to dub the poke meta pretty good on Midtown. There's a lot of just like far back angles. You can sit and shoot for free and find quick KOs. Both teams going to be taking away Mantis. My question is, do we still see Rocket Prio here for you, Sid, or do they change it up? Maybe opt for something different.
It's a curiosity for the ages here, Tony, and I'm keen to find out, you know, whether they stick to a tried and true there, play it out on to the Rocket Prio, or go another direction entirely. We have seen, you know, the triple compositions work out quite favorably from teams in the past, where they like to play into the Rocket, the Atom there, and maybe everything else under the sun. If they can get Loki, that'd be fantastic, but I don't know. I don't think every team is going to be quite as miraculous as what we saw from the likes of RMIT earlier this evening on Museum. Well, you never know till you know. What we do know is the mirror bands are coming through, and the mirror protects for that matter. Now is where the real differences might shine through, though.
Yeah, this is where we see a little bit of adaptation. Was that an Atom hover on the band team from UC? That was... Oh, that's an Atom ban.
There it is.
That's an Atom ban. All right. UCID don't want to deal with Rescom.
I got to pay respect to them for that. You know, I think that it's quite a force to deal with, and it just creates so many problems. So it's great that they've taken out one of the key pieces there. Obviously, Rocket is still available, so you do have to deal with a semblance of it with the BRB there, but at least they take away one of the main impactful parts of Adam Warlock with the Karmic Revival. It looks like that dude Bacon is actually opting in to play Hela this time around. So we did see, you know, a little bit of impact from that in rounds prior there. Obviously, it was Sky Dude playing that before. But now it's going to be a double-sided Adam ban.
Yeah, double Atom ban. Not normally what we see. But, well, at least for you, Sid, they're going to be getting themselves the Hela. Macquarie Crimson, they still have the luxury of playing it if they want to bring it out. But going to be locking in the Loki. And taking away Elsa, of course. UCID could ban out either Invis or Cloak. A lot of lot of freedom in this last band. Really interesting, like, back half of this. You know, you look at the first half, you're like, yeah, Mag, Gambit Mantis ban, makes sense. But then you get towards the tail end, you're like, all right, both teams banning Adam, Elsa, and Invis going to be taken away as the final one. You said, what do we see them bring to the table? Magic, the Sky Dude, is interesting. As we said, Dive's a little bit weaker, Poke a little bit more better at the current point in time. But yeah, for Macquarie as well, they're thinking about the Dive. Instant Regret going to be going over to the wall.
Could be good. Magic could be good too. Looks like we do have a few different things looking up here, a few different ideas. And I like it. I like to see the different ideas, Tony, and I like to see the gears turning. You know, the opportunities being thought upon here, and very eager, very excited for what all our teams can look to cook up out of this one. But we'll see what is going to fare into the next portion now. So take it slow, take it easy on to this one. Teams set the last moment preparations in place, and we get ready to see exactly what they're looking to cook up here.
Yeah, see what they can cook up. This little Mao actually going to be playing up on the high ground. Interesting double Vanguard setup. You know, normally want to see a little bit more of a defensive Vanguard paired with the Hood. Normally it's Mag. At least it is for Macquarie Crimson, but inside of you, Sid, Kitsune been playing pretty good on the Emma, but not if you're going to get kidnapped there. Great one from Instant Regret. Sky Dude now trying to do the same dive potential. Hyper, though, will shut Sky Dude down. And, well, Sky Dude will be back in play, though. Macquarie Crimson slowly losing momentum here as they round that corner.
Be more to follow as they do catch Sky Dude there. So this is a good opening on the Macquarie Crimson side to see if they can collide accordingly. Diving straight in to the deep end here. Instant Regret still staying through, but only for so long, as Kitsune will find the opening there and now can look to get the counter to strike that one forward as fast as they can.
And trying to see how they can put their best foot forward, because time's running away here from Macquarie. 2 minutes 40, you start to let the doubt settle in a little bit. Lamau taking a ton of punishment there from Little Curry. Lucid actually, though, running out of momentum themselves. They're forced back a little bit. Kitsune have to be cautious. Going to have to round at the corner. BRB's now going to be found and broken by harder than ever. We're going to be seeing a goddess of death here from that dude Baker. This is a very aggressive play. Heads up, and they'll go first. Houston find the first pick, but the Quarry aren't done with this fight yet.
Yeah, not done yet. Ready to push into this one with no regrets as the demon of the end tries to send them to hell. But they will not be able to find the way past the gates yet, as they hold firm, wait patiently for the next one here. Well, Curry ready and waiting to skate ahead with as much damage as possible, as fast as possible here. Building up layer by layer of charge onto this one, but there's still so much distance to cover, and only a minute and a half remain for Macquarie Crimson now, but it's time for their own demons to be let out here. Will they put an end to at least one player? They find not just one, but 3! Triple KO for Hyper!
And a triple from Hyper, and a minute for Macquarie to get that cart around the corner, get that mission vehicle forward for more time on the clock. No strange ball here from Yusa. They're just going to have to let them get that point, but it is going to be Khonshu on the walkout. Sky Dude getting very aggressive. The BRB will bring him back, but percentage and point tapped. Macquarie now have more time on the clock to play with, and Yusa now they're scattered. Sky Dude a little bit too far forward now, an Instant Regret gonna let him know about it. Sky Dude falls. Yusa just all the way back down towards the second point. Macquarie Crimson, they've got so much space here to play with.
So much space, and could see more followed up from here. they continue to press the issue for now. Do have the Meteor if required there. Glartrox coming out from Hyper as well. We'll be able to find an opening, a KO on the Sky Dude, and maybe a more if they continue in this direction. But for the moment, they just continue to further pursue the mission vehicle there. Going to have a close contest. That dude Bacon trying to run around the outside as well. Play the off angles here and strangle in some KOs just like that if they're not accounted for. But see what they can deliver. Still take it slow and steady, building up towards quite a few ults as well. Macquarie Crimson are not looking to stop them.
Yeah, Macquarie Crimson. I'm gonna let their attempt to go without a doubt. First one picked up there by Usid. Curry, and we're gonna be letting that demon once again of the end play out. Lamau gonna be finding some warning shots there. Of course, now charging up that passive, getting that gunplay going quickly. That's over the top from that Bacon too. Oh my word, Mero getting clipped there by that dude Bacon. That's a good pick once again for use. It stalls time a little bit more, and Goddess of Death is going to attempt to do that little bit more. Raramasaurus going to be taken out. That dude Bacon for 2 on the double. Lamau as well on the Hyper. Time off of the clock for Macquarie once again. They're going to have to play this one close to their chest.
Yeah, you're going to have to play this one close as possible, competitive as can be. We'll see what else they can achieve now. They wait patiently onto this, taking it slow, biding their time here before they make grander strides towards the other side of this. But for the moment, now going to hold position. We'll get some shots up the top there. Rari good for it. And there's the dance floor from Rari, matched up by Amortizzi there and bringing out the Seer. And you can see if they can get anyone else. Obviously, Sonic Seduction came in, but it's that dude Bacon finding the opening there. Instant Regret will fall.
Instant Regret goes down on the Widow for this next one. And ooh, swinging that sword though. Oh, sorry, harder than ever. Gonna be finding that one. And, well, now trades it out, and now it's a duel of the hoods here. Who's got the better shots? Who's got the better accuracy? Lil Curry gonna have to fall back here. Apple has a decent amount of cover. Good trap there as well. Glartrox is up here. I think this Predator could be good at setting Macquarie up for this next fight, because this might be their final one here on this attack.
Yeah, that could come with its own share of problems, Tony. We do see the Demon of the Ends now brought out with the Rage of Ultron. Are going to be matched by the Eternal Bond there. Mero trying their best to save the day. Glartrox going to break the play. It's going to be a Meteor out the way, and down it goes into the wall as they try and stall it out. It will not happen. They rise, they fall. Usid doing whatever they can to nullify this attack, but they're so close to the assassin's focus, but it doesn't get a chance to pop.
Yeah, Labau takes out Instant Regret, and that dude Bacon finds Mero. It's all starting to fall apart here for Macquarie. That one BRB bringing Kitsune back allows Usid to answer here. Portal out from Hyper as OT ticks. They will tick down here, but Macquarie, they get back on. Hyper now trying to throw their best foot forward, trying to get the regeneration from the strategist through the portal. We'll see that dude Bacon. Goddess of Death available if they want to use it. They don't need to. Mero and Raramasaurus fall out of the portal. Macquarie Crimson are only able to get one here, Matt, but 106 meters. Still winnable here for Macquarie. They're just going to have to hold it really, really well against Usid.
Yeah, going to have to hold well and effective as possible. But we'll see what lies on the other side of this. So take it slow, take it easy, and get ready for the next stage of the battle. A strap ball is considered here. Didn't think I'd see that one today, Tony, but you know what? There's always surprises in AEL, isn't there? And looks like that one is reconsidered. It's back to Ultron Town.
And a strap ball. Unfortunately, I was hoping for it. We haven't seen strap ball in quite a bit. Doesn't feel like it has its current place here, even though it's like poke meta, and like strap ball is pretty good at poking as well. You can get a lot of damage out with those pistols. Fortunately, we won't be seeing it today. Lamau, a little bit of aura walking against the elevator as we go down.
Going down and coming back up into the game here, as we do have a change up. There is going to be Jubilee actually brought in to the fray now. Loki alongside it there. Do have Mirror on to the Cloak and Dagger, and to see what else they can do now as they take it easy, just do the best they can to stall it out, Tony. And what they're playing is the Hood team up as well. Obviously having that enhancement means they're going to have that permanent hit scan mode. So despite you know, being able to bring out some great healing, they can do some great damage too. So certainly eager to see that one come into play as Rari goes down first. So that is going to be a tough beginning here for Macquarie as more follow behind.
That dude Bacon just too consistent with these shots right now. Going to be breaking those runes. The heals. Oh, that dude Bacon. Such effortless tracking going to be coming through. That's going to force the rest of Macquarie Crimson back. They've lost their strategist, so they're going to have to play a little bit safer. Sune will also kick them back here. Sid, first fight won, and starting to try and round this corner now. Macquarie Crimson not even close to any of their ultimates, so they're just going to have to play neutral against the neutral here of Sid. That's Baker's effective off angle as well. Lil Curry trying to get back in the mix here with the own Hood. Hyper going to be walking up in their face here, just trying to take space. Going to be triple here from Macquarie. They have a lot of sustain here for this fight, but Sid have a lot more damage in play here, especially with the fact that they've got that Ultron.
Yeah, got the Ultron and got a more where that came from. But for now, they look to hold them right on the line there. See if they will be trying to take further steps, as they've already found one there. Loki down, and maybe more to follow. Mirror. To lock it in. Firework finale in play, but they have to deal with the demon at the end there. Lukari goes down, so an Extraduction still running its course, and the Goddess of Death there too. They will pull through with at least a couple onto this, but still needs to be more on this one. Still needs to be an Eternal Bond. Mirror trying to stall. Will they rise? Will they fall?
Starting to rise a little bit to the occasion. I have Agamotto in the back there from Macquarie Crimson. Hypel trying to find something here to stabilize. Minute 40 here for Sid to still continue the push forward, and they found themselves some picks, and they've got that Rage of Ultron. If Skydude wants to use it, they don't necessarily need it right now, as they are slowly walking over Macquarie. Is going to be the Meteor coming out there from Instant Regret, but taken. Paul is going to be here from Hypel. They're able to touch a minute 20 here. You still have that Rage as they fly out of the portal. They'll take a ton of chip. I have Akamoto there as well from Hypel. Just something to make it happen here. Sid, who are still able to use this space that they've got to just maneuver around Macquarie's attempt at a retake.
Yeah, doing the best they can to navigate past it there. I loved how the Demon at the end came out, trying to deal with the Seer there. Unfortunately, not going to be able to do as much as they would have hoped for. And at long last, they will break past the defensive barrier there. So, Macquarie Crimson overwhelmed onto this one. I could see a final stand as we head towards the final stretch here. You said have plenty of time, but Macquarie Crimson, they don't have much at all. They need to get back as soon as possible. Otherwise, the mission vehicle is just going to run its course, and we'll say a GG on map 3, but who knows what could happen here. Anything's possible, Tony. Let's see who's going to take the victory.
Well, still time to play with, still room to work with Macquarie. They have to be finding their shots now. Mr. Regret flying forward here, using that Thor team up that we haven't gotten to see yet. You know, normally not a lot of players on the Thor, not a lot of people picking this hero. Got introduction from Kitsune, pulling them all back up towards vulnerable status here. Sid, they will find Instant Regret. They will find Hypel. Hypel brought back by the BRB. Lamau going to be letting that devil sing one more time, trying to find some vulnerable shots. Macquarie need to touch, and they won't be able to, Matt. You said it will send us to a third map here.
The final map of the series. Well done, well played to Sid and Macquarie Crimson there, giving it their all on Midtown, and they will find a victory for you, Sid, there. So that dude Bacon going to be the MVP this time around, Tony. Certainly looking great on that duelist here tonight. And excited to see what direction they take the next stage of the fight on the final map. But you can take a look at some stats right now. That
Good
dude
work.
Bacon, 18 finals. You know, we saw a huge impact from them on the first map there. And it's followed very closely by Lamau on to the hood there. 14 finals to their name. So amazing work from those two in particular, having a heavy impact for their squadron.
Yeah, I don't mind this comp as well from Usid. It's, you know, Rocket, Ultron enabling just that little bit more damage, just that little bit more output, especially as well with that Cloak Hood team up. A lot of vulnerable players, man. A lot of more damage that comes out from that Ultron Rocket. And then, you know, that dude Bacon's just free to fire away. He took so many good aggressive angles there, ones that Macquarie weren't quite able to answer there on Midtown. And, well, we go to a third here, and we get a little bit more spicy in a series like this.
You love to see series go the distance, Tony, and this one is certainly going the distance. Very excited to see if this is going to be a full-scale reversal, whether Macquarie Crimson can run it back and look to take that series. It's all going to be going down on one final map on Hall of Jalia Convergence. Coming at ya, a tale as old as time, and I'm keen to see which team can prime up and give it their all.
Yeah, it should be an interesting one. This one a little bit more open, so of course, hit scan not really all too crazy on a map like this. You can kind of play a little bit more towards the dive potentially here, but I've seen some Jalias in my day, Matt, some very impressive holds, but hopefully not for this one. I want to see these two really go at it for this final map.
Yeah, Tony wants an all-out slugfest, everybody, and I don't blame him. I want it too. I want to see this one go all the way, and we'll see how this day of play will go as Mantis is gone, and who stays? Magneto. Probably going to be the next one on lock there, unless... No, it's Rocket. Socket it in.
Yeah, Rocket. Gonna be saved here for you, Sid. It felt like... Yeah, they got a lot of value out of Rocket in that last one. That amplifier, really good at stabilizing fights for them, but also just amplifying the damage potential here. Definitely can see why we see UCID lock that one through. But in the meantime, Macquarie, they get the freedom to ban Mag and pick Mag. So we get one-sided Magneto here for Macquarie Crimson going to this final one, and that's also a pretty good pick.
Pretty a good pick, and would be more where that came from, Tony, as we do see the Punisher banned out. Okay, I like what they're cooking here. Magneto ban and protect as well, so one-sided Magneto compared to potentially a one-sided Rocket. We'll see if you said bans it. Nope, not even bothering with it. So let's see what else they can cleave through the draft right now.
Yeah, see what else comes through. Adam lock for Macquarie. Instant regret really wanting to play that Adam. They'll lock it in. Macquarie Crimson have the freedom of the res comp, because I don't think they're going to be banning Groot or Loki. It's going to be an invis ban here final for you, Sid.
Looking to do everything they possibly can, Tony, and I gotta love the respect to the grind here, as they will grind through and get that Hella Protect again. So that dude Bacon gonna be very happy with that, considering the impacts they had onto the first or the second map, or rather. And we'll see what else will be considered going forward. Is Adam gonna be available now this time? Loki and Invis or Rocket? So a lot of options available to Macquarie Crimson here. I really like the makings of the composition that they're trying to cook up this time around. But we've also got UCID here with quite a few options. Stratpool actually being considered this time around.
Ooh.
Does have the enhanced team up with Hella as well. So certainly could find a bit more impact from that one, you know, if they want to put that into its full scale there. Obviously, having the Hella team up, you know, it gives strategist detonation a bit more damage there. You know, you get 0.5% of your target's health there, and you can get some self-healing if you use the katanas as well. But obviously with the base effect there. You get either your deagles or your katanas to get an extra upgrade. So, you know, it's going to be good fun. Obviously, if you upgrade the deagles, you get pierce, which is kind of insane when you think about it. You also get some homing shots there, and you can definitely do great things. Or you can get the strategist death rattle bubbles, which home in on your allies. Exploding, it will provide healing, so it'll be good fun. But see what comes out of this is, yeah, both the deagles and katana is going to be upgradable with the enhanced version there.
Yeah, it gives Stratpool, gives Deadpool a lot of life there with the team ups available. And, well, for the likes of UCID, they're going to be taking up their availability over towards this right-hand side. Macquarie, though, going to be set up pretty well to deal with it. That nest is pretty close. Lamau's tasked with having to deal with it, but a lot of bodies there in the way. Going to keep that fighter nest up. Hyper finding that dude Bacon. What's Izzy though? Brings that dude Bacon back to PRB. So UCID don't even feel like they've lost a member. Whereas Macquarie, they've lost Ferromosaurus early, but instant regret. We'll be finding the full clip there. What is the Cloak and Dagger doing all the way that far up? Beast, you might need to get back to your team.
Yeah, I think they might need to consider their options. I would imagine, but it looks like the Ponage Bound is going to be locked in from a Sky Dude now. So, prepared to lock in on the nest there, see if they can farm that one up. My goodness, that took a while. Poor Stratpool there. We'll be able to find it in the end, though. So, going to minimize some of the impact from Macquarie Crimson here, and we'll see what else they can look for.
See what else they can do. Macquarie's just trying to walk out from this low ground. Side introduction comes here from UCID. Macquarie, though, they're not taking all too much. That Soulbond's just doing a whole lot of work. They're able to just walk up for free. Point percentage not going to be given to UCID. Curry going to be blocking it all there with the mag. BRB brings him back. Macquarie, no, they can't touch on towards this point just yet. Lamau finds Raremosaurus. The copy comes through, and the Adam Res is going to be here on the low ground. Everybody coming back from Macquarie now, but UCID still slowly building that percentage up. Magog, there's some depth here coming from that debate as they try to funnel out of this choke once again.
Oh my goodness, Hexa KO, Tony! They go to absolute down with the Goddess of Death there, and we'll be able to find that capture on the mission area. So, that's going to be the convoy section, well and truly locked and loaded here for you, Sid. Macquarie Crimson sent back to spawn, but they might just be able to make a comeback. Speaking of, playing the off angle now. That dude Bacon waiting, scouting, trying to doubt them there. Playing around the soul drain, ready to inflict the pain here, cause distraction, whilst the rest of their team focuses up the front line.
Yeah, up on the front line, Kitsune. Looking up damage, position it out, 10-12 back here onto Macquarie. Lift off, play with, and well, Devil off the end here. Mag Meteor flies through. Doesn't quite hit a punch. BRB brings Hyper back, and well, Macquarie Crimson, they lost that fight initially, but don't feel like they lost it. They do have that amplifier res as well available for instant regret. We're going to have to play their cards right. They do have that amplifier as well, so we get the amp to amp here. Out of that Ember, finding the Maelstrom, and that dude Bacon, BRB brings them back. I think touch here from you, block them all up here from Macquarie.
Locked in and ready to give so much more, Tony. We'll see what else they can fire up on this one. Rari does have the dance floor available, can play around the Cosmic Revival as well. Skydu, though, going to be bringing down the Ponage Bound again. Ready to see what else they can do this time around. It is going to be the dance floor coming at you in response there. So, looking to just sustain through this battle as much as they possibly can there. Losing instant regret, going to be a regret for Macquarie Crimson here. Now, other sustainability options for their team have been squandered. They aren't able to use the Karmic Revival yet. Maybe soon, but it could be too little too late because no one's there stalling the mission vehicle.
Yeah, and they're just continuing to steamroll through that dude Bacon for a triple. And lighting up the KO feed, it would seem we've got a new king.
No, till, yeah, no. As BP is taken away. So, against all odds, UCID come out on top of the defense in that battle. And we'll bide the time a little while longer. Macquarie Crimson gonna be shaken up by that for sure.
Yeah, that has gotta hurt. Like, that was just such a free win fight for them, and then they let it slip here. Now we see Usid. They let it slip here. Now we see Usid. They're back to the point. That dude Bacon. It's gonna be triple set up here. That dude Bacon now on the Strange. Does have that Gamma team up though, so the Strange dealing a little bit more damage than Lil Curry's expecting. Having to pop that shield, gets some early feet. Pops across to the rest of the teammates. Now, I have Agamotto's online here for the likes of Usid. And that's Bacon, of course, on the lookout. You never know where that BP could be. You want to keep your strategy safe. I have Agamotto up towards the top side of things. That White Fox ultimate here. The Kumiho unleashing on that high ground allows the likes of Macquarie to finally get on down to the point. Lamau, though, gonna let the demon out. And Kitsune fighting one on a hyper, looking for another slam here. Almost on a Lil Curry. That dude Bacon will fall. Kitsune finds Lil Curry, though, so it's going to use it, at least making it a little bit harder for Macquarie, but they will win the fight finally out here, and they will finally get the point back.
Long last, they will be able to deliver when it mattered, Tony, and they'll be happy to secure that one in their favor. See what else they can find, though.
Here.
Here's Magneto, looking to slice and dice their way forward. Basticent was also popped and dropped there. And we'll see what else can be locked into this one. Oh, big right clicks there, but going to be able to lock in more. Instant regret, trying their best to drop it and succeeds.
Oh.
Peace is now chaos.
Yeah, Peace turning into chaos here, and it is all unraveling. As we see ultimates come through, Sky Dude trying to make something happen. That was just hanging out. Wild potential here for Macquarie. As you said, they hold the mission vehicle for the moment, and they're walking forward. Hyper's just hanging out in the background, Matt here. All the rest of Macquarie are forced back to their spawn. Hyper might be found in just a little bit. If you see that, they can clear it. Lil Curry on the other side of things here. Hyper's still here, Matt. This is insane.
Still here. Still ready to step it up in the high gear. Let's see what else they can do now. They hold her back a little while longer. Lamau get some good shots out there. Slowly but certainly charging up to the God of Thunder. And I like what Hyper's doing as well. You know, they're just holding position, waiting. Scouting, Darkchild coming out, and it's time to not play nice, to slice and dice your way around the back line here. It's not fine, it's not okay. The strategists are getting taken out of play.
Yeah, the Kubio from Rarimus Chorus doesn't feel like this Goddess of Death does all too much. Trying to find the shots there. That dude Bacon will get taken out by instant regret, and that's a minute. 5 still here. Macquarie keeping their push going. Lamau, though, flying out the God of Thunder, trying to slam down. Get the damage through. Kitsune shuts down Hypal. All of a sudden, you sit back to play for it. With a minute left, Macquarie needs to stabilize, and they might have to fall back a little bit here. Lamau doing so much work here on this front line with that thought that allows Kitsune to now charge up that Psionic Seduction and let it go.
Let it go and see which way this one is going to flow here. So we wait patiently for the defense. They hold firm here. 25 seconds is all that stands between them and what could be the end here. Macquarie Crimson need to give it their all right now. Need to push and hold on to this. Otherwise, it could be out in a flash. And now, they prepare for the next clash. They scout things out. Lil Curry ready. Dive, thrive, and let's see them make it alive!
Yeah, it's going to be Lil Curry throwing some fist there with that Phoenix team up harder than ever. trying to get on in, but Buster said it's shut down. Kitsune with the choke slam finds harder than ever, forces out the BRB, and now Lil Curry forced to use all of the cooldowns here. Kitsune doing so much work, just holding this front line off. Macquarie can't really walk. Rare and Resource trying to get everybody going. Amplifier comes out. Macquarie still have room to play with. They still have freedom to push forward. Skydude is going to be taken out. No BRB to bring them back. The Amplifier up by USID. Now they have freedom of their own. That dude Bacon finding one. Lamau finding one. Overtime is picking. Macquarie are running out of players. They're running out of heroes. Meteor goes them right there. Mortizzi able to dodge out. That dude Bacon finding Little Curry, Matt. And this is looking good. USID.
Fantastic for you, Sid, as the will lock in. KO for KO. OT time runs its course. You, Sid, will claim it. Hold it down on the edge of the line. And just like that, they take away the series. 2-1 in their favor. GG. Well played, everybody.
Oh my word. That dude Bacon with a series fighting MVP performance there, Matt. Just such strong play throughout this one against Macquarie. Just when their backs are against the wall, you're like, you should definitely lose that fight. Amplifier came out first from Macquarie. They should have steamrolled it from there, but you said they were able to stabilize. They were able to back themselves up in towards that, underneath that bridge position. And then the Amplifier came out. Mortizzi dodging the Meteor too. Such clutch play coming through. 23 final hits rounded out from that dude Bacon. What a series. What a way to end it.
What a way to end it. Love the closeness. Love the competitiveness he showed from these two teams. What a fight for the ages there. And that dude Bacon, a well-deserved MVP. You know, they've been making huge strides for their team all night long, Tony. And this was no exception. Kitsune was the one that followed close behind on the Emma this time around, however.
Yeah.
So, got to give them props where it's deserved also.
Yeah, the choke slam there on towards the Blast Ascent, shutting down harder than ever, trying to just make that last hero play there. That could have also been the tipper that allowed Macquarie to push that further forward and make that potential for that third cap. But yeah, Kitsune, big slam, big Cyanox seductions as well. Didn't quite have that KO impact, but just kind of the disruptive force of that ult was enough to deal with.
Oh yeah, it did plenty. It made impact in a big way there, Tony. And certainly eager to find out what else they'll be able to achieve, as they've done some great things tonight. So certainly got to give themselves a pat on the back for their capabilities. I hope that as the season progresses, you know, Macquarie Crimson will be able to find their first victory as well, because it feels like they're getting closer and closer the more we see them.
Yeah, hopefully they can build on it, because we saw a different Macquarie tonight. We saw a Macquarie that definitely wanted to fight for it, definitely had that fight in them time and time again. We saw it on Domination, where they were down and out there on that first one on Domination, but then they clawed it back, reverse sweep there on Domination, went to Midtown. It was very back and forth there for a bit, but USID found that golden spark, and then they kind of really let that golden spark fly. But Matt, of course, looking at results of tonight, some interesting ones.
Yeah, speaking of sparks, Tony, I love to see some of those Jubilee players making some crazy plays. Always nice to see the firework finales coming in. But speaking of finales, you get to see the finale of our results. So, firstly, we do have a nice 2-0 from Adelaide Uni against QUT there. So, 2-0 in their favor, looking good so far. The same can be said of Monash against Swinburne. A thrilling series to be sure, and definitely got to claw their way forward. But the next one on track was RMIT taking on Macquarie Onyx. 2-0, they go from 0 to hero. You gotta love it, Tony. Some very exciting matchups there, but there was always more to do.
Yeah, I've got some more matchups for you. You said and Macquarie Crimson going the distance. UNSW Hal losing out to MDU there 2-1. And then for QUT, unfortunately couldn't best UTS tonight. And for UNSW Raw as well. A 2-0 against Monash. Matt, some closer ones, but also some 2-0s as well. We saw some interesting results here.
Yeah, we certainly did, Tony. It was great to see the impacts coming through there. You know, that first one on the board there we saw just now. So always nice to see how things are played out, you know. And I'm going to give props to both those teams, UCID and Macquarie Crimson. They did incredible. It's great to see some of our newer squads as well making good strides there. In particular, Murdoch, you know, doing a good job against UNSW Howard there. UTS did a pretty good too against UT, but there's more results to follow. It's Macquarie Onyx taking it away at 2-0. Swinburne taking it away 2-1 against Macquarie Onyx.
Yeah, and then of course we saw RMIT a 2-0 there over Adelaide Uni. And again, going back to Murdoch, MDU 2-0 over UCID, and one of our newer faces, of course, UWA, taking it 2-1 against Macquarie Crimson. Matt, that's got to hurt for Macquarie Crimson. 2 losses in the evening, but there were 3 mappers. They have to hold their heads high, right?
Oh, for sure. I think that they have to hold their heads high. You know, I think the fact that they're taking themselves to 3 mappers consistently, it goes to show that their hard work is paying off. I think even if, sure, they lose the series, the fact that they're starting to take some maps here goes to show that their hard work in the background isn't going unnoticed. There's results there, just like the results we see right here.
Oh, yeah, and more results, of course, coming your way with UWA 2-0 over Murdoch, and then UNSW Howe 2-0 over UCID to round out our results, Matt. What a day, what a evening of matches that we had. Some 2-0s, some 2-1s, a ton of great action here.
Yeah, fantastic to see all of the amazing results there. And just like our amazing sponsors, a big shout out to AGON by AOC, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provide best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs.
And of course, as well, a big shout out to HyperX and Officeworks. Power your game with the latest HyperX gear at Officeworks. Push performance to the limit with the latest in gaming tech, from high spec to precision gear. Officeworks has what you need.
That's what I need, Tony. But you know what else I need? Some Indomie, the noodle partner, made with high quality flour and selected ingredients and spices. A plate of Indomie mee goreng will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au. I know what I'm going to be eating, that's for sure. And if you enjoyed everything tonight, everybody, make sure you check out AEL, AU Esports League, on all of our various social medias there, whether it's X, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you name it, we are on it. Make sure you check it out to stay up to date with all the action. This has been Matsy to Tap Tony, signing off. A pleasure, as always, to bring you all the action, and we hope to see you again sometime soon. Ciao for now.